tonight. Hello, everybody. Tonight is the 5th of June, 2021. I'm David.
I'm Renee.
I'm Philip.
And we don't have a plan, but that's not going to stop us.
Yeah.
No.
But
We can't be stopped.
we can't be stopped. Won't stop, can't stop. We're still a threat.
Yeah, we are always a threat.
So
At
Phil's
least two of us are.
Well, okay. You can leave that to the audience to decide who the two are. We're going to start with Fortnite. What's up in the world of Fortnite? Nothing.
Nothing, because I haven't played.
That's all right.
Although
you can't.
I am like 100 V-bucks away from being able to get that Batman suit.
Is that all? So how long will it take you?
$3 or something.
Probably, but I'm going to refuse to spend money.
Oh, you can purchase V-bucks.
Yeah.
So you buy the Battle Pass,
Yeah.
and then when you level up, you get rewards. Like there's skins that you can get, for leveling up. But you got to buy the Battle Pass, and then you'll get V-bucks as a reward and stuff like that.
Are V-bucks a reward for like winning matches?
Well, you just got you get experience points just like any other video game, and you get experience points for like killing people, doing quests, because you can do quests inside of the game too. I call it quest mission. I guess it is quest because it says quest.
Well, yeah.
And then you complete all that, you'll get more like 25,000 experience points and stuff. So you just keep leveling up. I think you can level up. I don't know how high you can level up. I've never leveled out, but yeah. Oh, but hey,
okay.
I'm getting that Batman. The next level up that I get is my 100 V-bucks.
Okay.
So
I did some gaming this week.
Again?
Well, not really gaming, but I bought games.
What is it?
Play. You remember The Darkness for PlayStation 3? It was a comic book
about
a
comic book.
Yeah. They made 2 video games for PlayStation 3. Yeah, yeah. And
I think we've had that before.
I'm sure you have.
Doesn't it look like squiggly writing for the name of it? It's like black or like white writing.
Gold. I think it's gold. I want to say it's gold. Anyway, the comic book character's super cool looking. Like, he's got this whole suit. It's got like a blade.
I saw some Darkness comics today, actually.
Yeah. Well, I bought a ton from. I bought that whole run from
Some lady
you.
today bought a bunch of them.
Well, you remember you got that run in these books, and I bought that from you. So I've always liked the character. He used to be. He came out around he's almost like the male version of Witchblade. He came out around the same time.
Kind of looks like Witchblade.
Same guy, I think. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't it Brian? Was it Brian Pulido that did? Anyway, whoever it was. I think it's Palmiotti, something.
I'll tell you. Google
you'll
will
figure
know
it out.
better
Yeah.
than you.
Anyways, it was popular enough they made a video game about it, but it's weird because it's a first-person shooter, so you don't actually. And he doesn't have the costume, so basically he draws that darkness or whatever, and he gets these little imps that follow him around and do kind of his bidding. Well, in the game, you're just a guy with guns or whatever, but he's got like these tendrils over his shoulders, and you can use them, and they like strike out, kill people, tear them to pieces and stuff. I remember playing it a long time ago, and I was like, I need to get a copy of that game. So I got on eBay and found somebody that had one in good condition.
It's created by 3 people.
Who was the main guy?
His actual first appearance is in Witchblade number 10. Too,
He's from that universe, yeah.
Mark
Silvestri, that's who it is.
That's the main guy, because he does Top Cow.
That's it.
And then Garth Ennis and David Wohl, W-O-H-L.
He must be the anchor, because nobody cares. No.
Well, it says created by, so they obviously brainstormed together.
But
Mark Silvestri, I'm sure, is the main artist.
He is.
Garth Ennis, I know, is a writer.
He's a writer. Right.
He's a pretty good writer.
He is a good writer. I've got some Punisher comics from. He did that long run on Punisher.
He's had some pretty good success with the TV. The Preacher and
he does
The
gritty
Boys.
stuff. Garth Ennis is like gritty stuff.
There.
Yeah.
He got some nasty comics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The Boys is nasty.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I forgot that he did The Boys. Didn't he do Hitman also? Wasn't that
he
Garth
created
Ennis?
Hitman.
Yeah. Boy, The Boys, man. Hey, look, if
you
like The Boys
on... Huh? You watched The Boys?
I have watched the first season and the first half season of the second. That's not what I was going to talk about. If you've seen The Boys on TV, good on you. Go take a look at the comic books. It departs a little bit from the comic books.
It is so...
That guy's got some issues he needs to deal with.
Yeah. He does.
Yeah.
Which I think this 3rd season, they're big on they call them hero gasms.
That's what it was.
Where they do those orgies.
There was a whole, I don't know if it was a one-shot or a 3-issue series.
There was a one-shot.
Okay, that's what it was.
But I think they do that in the regular comic run too, because I had that omnibus and you opened page 6.
Oh, it's part of. So any books in The Boys, there's a ton of them. There's you had The Boys, then you had Hero Gasm. There was one called Highland Laddie, which was a story that focused on Huey, the little guy, because he's Simon Pegg in the comic books.
Yeah.
He's clearly based on Simon Pegg.
Yeah.
But it was all one continuous story. So Hero Gasm, it fell in line, and it wasn't meant to just be. It was printed as a one shot, but it read from you read issue 17 or whatever, then read Hero Gasm, then continued on. It was all
supposed to do that in this next season.
Man, they're
gonna do the Hero Gasm, which there was already a scene.
Eccles.
Yeah, he's
Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
Was it season 1 where they're at that club?
Yes.
And there's a bunch of you got that guy who shrunk himself down.
And he
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Check the boys out if you're over 18.
So dirty.
Yeah, them comic books. I read the whole run, start to finish, and boy, it goes places.
It's good though.
It's good. It's good reading. It's good watching TV show. But boy, it goes places.
It's exactly how superheroes would be
if you had unlimited power. You
not only that, the government would 100% exploit them to their means.
For sure.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly how that works.
And it wouldn't be Highlander with the upper hand. Like the government would have put the shackles on him a long time ago.
Highlander.
No, what did I say?
Homelander?
Homelander.
Yeah.
I mean, Homelander.
Highlander.
Yeah.
There can only
be one. There can be only one.
Rebooting that.
Yeah, with Henry Cavill playing the Connor McLeod.
Yeah, I said I meant Homelander.
I want to know, is Sean Connery going to
Everybody
play Sean
knows.
Connery?
Hey, they could do it. They got enough Sean Connery footage. They could throw him back in that movie.
All it's just CG Sean Connery and then cut up 007 movies to make him say whatever you want to.
I don't know if it's a movie or a show. I
don't
don't
know
know if they've said.
It sounds more like a show to me.
It needs to be a
I
show.
don't think they risk it on a movie.
No.
I didn't realize they did a cartoon of Highlander in the 90s.
I don't know if I knew about that.
I didn't know it either, but they did like an animated series.
I remember watching the movie when I was a kid. I don't think I liked it enough that I would have watched a cartoon about it.
I think we talked about this last time.
We could.
We got on a Highlander kick.
I know we did before. I'm not sure we did.
I think it was the last one. I like Highlander.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Okay. So we have, we didn't plan much, but we had talked about a few things.
It was a Highlander cartoon.
I told you.
2 seasons, 94.
I need to go watch that. I saw it the other day when I was looking up Highlander stuff after we watched the first one, because they say you can skip the second one because it went off the rails and didn't follow the first one, and you can watch the third one, which basically is the second one.
Okay. And
I was like, oh, there's a Homelander. Now you got me
now
Homelander.
Stupid.
We actually have the VHS to that Highlander animated series. I don't know if it's a movie or what, but
now
I saw
you just got to find a VCR
I saw
to play
it in the
we
floor.
Got one. We paid $40 for it at a thrift store.
Oh yeah, that's a good deal probably for a VCR today.
It is, especially when you can buy a DVD player for like $5.
I think we talked about that too in the last one.
I don't think we did yet.
We did.
Okay. I definitely didn't talk about a VHS.
I'll tell you
Highlander
this: we need to get all the VHSs out of the container because it's getting hot. It's gonna.
Because you remember I said that somebody needs to re-release VHS players like they do with the old record players.
We may have talked about VHS. We did not talk about Homelander. Highlander. Homelander's on the boys. Highlander is an overrated film about an Irish special. Okay, so back to the point. We have a list of video game IP properties and stuff. We're not going to cast this one. These are in the works already.
I've already casted them.
Philip may have suggestions for cast replacements. We'll see. Yeah. But all these are in different varying forms. Some of them have been announced. Some of them have been cast. Some of them are shooting. Some of them are movies. Some of them are TV shows. Some of them may be short commercials that during the Super Bowl.
On a side note, has nothing to do with that.
All right. We don't do that here.
I know, right? I bought this kid came in a little binder of Pokemon cards the other day.
Yeah.
And then the back, you remember Sports Illustrated Kids?
Yeah, I used to have a subscription, I'm pretty sure, to Sports Illustrated
Illustrated Kids. Got cards in it.
You used to get posters, too.
And we were flipping through, and I think I even told her, throw those cards away.
She was a trash.
And then I was like, wait a minute.
No.
There's a Floyd Mayweather card in there, and it says rookie card.
Yeah.
It's like a $50 card.
Yeah. I can remember those. We would get them. I want to say we got them at school or something. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe everybody. I'm pretty sure.
Feed them from the dentist.
No. I'm pretty sure I remembered that they would, like our class would get them. She would have like a plastic bag, like the subscription bag, and cut it, and like everybody got a copy of it. I'm pretty sure the school may have provided them. Anyways, I can remember we had, like, we would put posters up at my daddy's house. There's a bajillion. So each one of them would have a centerfold poster. And like I remember we had like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen and all these, just tons of them. And they looked like it was straight 80s because it looked like the cover of a Trapper Keeper, like the text and treatments and then the backgrounds and all that. It looked like the intro to
Saved. Good at Photoshop and everything.
They were pretty good for what they were. It was like, how like you see Saved by the Bell and it's just all that junk. It looked like the opening credits of Saved by the Bell. Yes, that's what it,
There's obviously, I don't know if it was Mario Tennis, because when I was looking the Floyd Mayweather card up, there's a issue of Sports Illustrated Kids with Mario on the cover.
Oh, man.
And the one that I saw on there had bids. It was already up to like $67 or some crap.
I don't doubt it. You stick Mario on anything vintage.
Well, what was that card that was like $300? Tiger Woods.
They put a Tiger Woods. Now, the cards that I got had these little perforated edges, so you probably got like...
It was a sheet that you folded
and probably got like 9 per thing.
I think that's what it was.
The Tiger Woods card looks like a real... like trading
Well, that would
card.
be later than what you're
And
talking about.
It's
I would
his
imagine.
rookie card,
Yeah.
and it sells for $350.
That's crazy.
And then that tennis chick, Venus Williams.
Yep.
You can
Not
get
Serena?
You can get a.
Oh, I bet Serena's worth more than Venus is.
Yeah, I think
Maybe it
Serena
was
I
started
bet
Serena.
it was. Venus was the first one, but Serena definitely outclassed
One of the
her,
Williams.
or outshined
Yeah.
her. Sure, it was
Hers is the
Serena.
same way. It's like $150, $200, and it
weird?
came in a Sports Illustrated Kids magazine.
Well, but that kind of makes sense though, because who cares about tennis card? That's the only place there's going to be a
Or
tennis
golf.
card or golf. Yeah, you're not
That
buying
is
collective.
true.
You
There's
know,
nobody's buying
No,
it.
nobody's
there
like,
is gonna
"Ooh,
be
the
it,
new
yeah.
pack of golf cards is dropping. I gotta get to
yeah,
the store."
had they have not made it and a Tiger Woods card came out today, that'd be his rookie card. That was the first one. You know,
Well, we didn't throw it away.
I don't.
I'm
don't
gonna put them
throw
on
nothing
eBay
away.
with all of them
Look,
together.
they're still in a whole notebook. I set the whole
Oh.
notebook in the trash. Then Phil was like,
Aw.
"Ah."
Yeah, maybe
So we
not.
put it right back out.
Yeah, sure.
And speaking of Floyd Mayweather,
Here we go.
I'm sure people won't watch this, and the fight will already have happened by the time people watch this.
Yeah.
Oh God,
But-
yeah, you better believe it will. Shoot,
tomorrow-
you
Floyd's
better-
gonna win.
You could watch it every night for the next week before this goes up.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, well,
yeah, David's so
Anytime y'all
slow.
want to take over, I'll be glad to hand the keys over to you.
You're already so good at it.
Yep.
Well, how about cut me some slack then?
You're
We all have our
seasoned.
parts.
You're seasoned.
Yeah, what's your part?
I have the most
He's
important
just
part.
making you do work.
That's what it is. Yeah, he gives me a reason to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
I'm
could
the
just
brain.
we could
so
just live stream these if it wasn't for Philip
I'm
and
the
what, he's,
brains.
and what he might
Yeah.
say.
Renee's
Well,
the
hey,
looks. and
trust
you're the
me.
We'll
tech.
do one
Trust
on,
me, if you're the
uh,
brains, we're in bad shape.
We should
don't
live
know.
stream on the Facebook page one day though, like a
We could do
portion of
that.
it.
Yeah. we
Oh,
could do
live, we could do the whole thing.
that. We could start doing. We could start doing your drawings on the
Oh,
live
you're
stream
like,
or
I don't know. You're not. You're not.
I don't trust you to do the whole
Yeah,
thing. Not at all.
Well, I mean,
Not
people
without
watch-
one of those cough buttons where I can beat you or whatever. We got like 5 second
We'll
delay.
get a buzzer.
Yeah, yeah. You need that delay, so like we've got 5 seconds to hit the button and I can catch
Well, a lot
it.
of times you can tell when it's about to come though, because
That's
you'll be like,
That is a good idea.
But you
though.
could do some of it though. You'd be like, oh, well, like the first 30 minutes, so we're gonna live stream it for you.
Yeah, and Philip's going to show up about 15 minutes
Yeah.
in just to be safe.
But
We'll have
anyways,
him,
Floyd
like, over there where we
fights.
can just be like,
Ruffle
ruffle it out.
YouTube sensation Logan Paul.
Oh, boy.
I'm pretty sure Logan Paul's gonna. What's weird too is like Paul is way taller than Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
But not only is he
And
way
he's-
taller,
He's pretty big right
he's
now.
pretty thick.
He's pretty big right
He's
now.
pretty thick.
They
His
don't really care
back's
too much
jacked.
about that in boxing, do they? Like, isn't there like a big old gap in weight in
No,
boxing?
like boxing
not?
has so many weight class. There's
Yeah.
weight class for every five.
Flyweight,
3, 5
featherweight.
pounds.
Yeah, it
Never
is.
mind
Yeah,
that.
they-
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the UFC goes. This is
Like
weird too
10
about
or
the UFC.
15.
Everything's in tens, and until you go 155, then it goes 170. So like those 55ers and those 70, there's a couple guys like they're real weird weight. You know, they're too small to fight
Yeah.
170, but it's almost too much weight to cut to 155. So they kind of get in that kind of get screwed.
Yeah.
Just get jacked.
You
Just
gotta
get
pick.
swole, dude. Put the
Yeah.
weight on. Come on.
I think they should
Get
get rid
taller
of.
or get smaller.
That's right.
They need to get rid of weight cutting.
Yeah, they
'Cause
should.
it's
They should make
cheating.
you weigh in that
Who cares?
morning
Right.
each fight.
Yeah, that's how they doing.
Look,
Like
if I put
wrestling,
two, I don't
collegiate
care if the
wrestling.
guy weighs 350 pounds and you weigh 150. If you agree to fight, let's see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
care.
fine with
You know
that.
what I
For
mean?
real.
Like, I don't
But
care.
you got
you want to risk
guys-
your life?
Yeah.
You got guys
I'll
who will
watch it.
fight at 155.
Yeah.
The next day, because they'll do those next day weigh-ins.
Exactly.
They're 185,
Yeah.
190.
You're just
So crazy.
dehydrated, massively
Oh,
dehydrated.
yeah.
And then
right?
there's some guys who don't cut a lot of weight, and
No.
they may weigh in at 165, 160, but then they're going to fight this dude that just so he can get down to a smaller weight class, who's 190 pounds.
Mhm.
Yeah, but in the long run, they'll be healthier and probably live longer.
They are. Well,
Mhm.
Anthony Johnson, I don't even know who that is. They called him Rumble. He fought at 170 for the longest and did not do good.
Yeah.
Finally started fighting at his natural weight, went up all the way to heavyweight,
Yeah.
and he was just knocking folks out.
Really?
Yeah. Some guys that don't do it, they have to deplete themselves so much,
And that's what, and it's
Yeah.
right before the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
you,
that's-
you
that's
have
your
a
weight.
day.
Yeah,
Just
it's like you're in the worst conditions just to get to a weight number
yeah.
right before the fight.
I've only cut
Stupid.
weight for one fight, and it was miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's out in the parking lot running in a sauna suit.
And I had to get back in the car,
And get in the car, turn the heat on.
Yeah.
and then keep
It's
doing
awful.
that, keep doing that, keep doing that. And I didn't even have to cut that much weight. I had to get down to 145.
Where were you at when you started?
I think it was like 155, so I had to get 10 pounds down
In one day?
in one day.
Jeez.
And
Did you do it?
yeah, I
You
did it.
sweated off 10 pounds.
Sweated out 10 pounds. You
Dang.
feel horrible.
Yeah, I bet.
Like just miserably horrible. And there's some guys that, if you're good, you're gonna start doing it, and you're not lazy.
Yeah.
You're gonna do it you're gonna start a whole week. Really,
You don't want to have to lose 10 pounds on the night of the fight.
No.
Well, no, there's
You
some
start,
guys
2
that'll lose
weeks.
20 pounds on the night
I
of the
can't
fight.
imagine.
But it
Lots
was
of
rough.
laxatives.
Yeah, I bet
The
they are.
first fight
yeah,
that I
wonder they
had-
make it through the fight without squirting.
I was supposed to fight at 155. They didn't even weigh me in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I weighed. It wasn't 155. That was at a club,
Yeah.
Bell Bottoms in Birmingham,
Yeah.
Oh boy.
in a
Probably ain't even
little
there no more.
in a little ring that not much bigger. Like if you went from this wall and went it over, the ring's about that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't no
Itty-bitty.
running there.
There wasn't no getting
Yeah,
away.
you was gonna fight.
Oh
You
yeah.
fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fought a cop.
Yeah, some Birmingham cop
Yeah.
armbarred him.
Yeah.
Yeah. After I got him with 2 good solid knees and dropped him.
Oh, yeah.
He had a little cut
It's
on
on
his.
YouTube.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, folks. Philip Dobbins.
Yeah, it
He
is.
had a cut
Nah,
right
you
across.
showed me
It's-
one of them. I don't remember
What
where
Well,
was
you
that
know,
one?
it's, camera phones back then were
Yeah,
so
well, hey, look,
awful that
yeah.
it's super grainy, but it's on there.
It was.
It don't
great.
last very long, so I mean,
No.
you can sit there and watch it while you're using the
But
bathroom.
he had a cut right here, and as I was trying
I
to
will
get
not
him,
be searching Philip Dobbins while I'm sitting on the toilet with my pants down around my
I'm just saying,
ankles.
yeah, everybody
probably
spends like
will.
10 minutes in the
Saying.
bathroom. You can
Just
take 3
saying.
minutes to watch a fight.
Just saying, you know.
I
But
think the
he had
intro
that
music
cut.
takes
It
longer
takes
than the
longer
fight.
than
Yeah.
that.
It
than the
does.
fight does.
It does.
But I was trying to get him the arm bar. I kept smacking him in his head where that cut was at. Like,
All you hear is hammer fist, hammer fist, arm bar,
it was
hammer
fun.
fist. Well, that's fun.
I don't have
It's
video
fun
of
night.
my second
It's fun
fight.
night.
Speaking of grainy cell phone parking lot fights, what video game you got first over there on the list?
Okay, so some of these I have information on. Some of them there is no information.
We'll
besides
fill
like
in the
a little thing.
blanks.
So, anyways,
I'm sure we
so the
got
first
ideas.
one is they're in the process of filming, but haven't come out with a date yet. Is Borderlands.
I've played a good portion of so the first Borderlands, really good game. But it's like you start the game and you like choose between one of I want to say 4 characters.
Yep, there's 4.
Okay, and they're pretty specific. But the thing about it is, it almost seemed like 90% of the people chose the soldier class. Like everybody was. I can't remember his name.
I don't have the names of
okay.
the characters, but I do have the people who are playing the characters.
Each of the so
and I don't know. What
every
one
time
was
I
on
watched
there.
anything, I was a soldier because like I'm just a shooter. I want to be shooting guns, and I
What
want
were
to be.
the other 3?
I want to say there was one that was more like a sniper, maybe, and I honestly don't remember. But each of them got like a special ability. I'm pretty sure that the soldier guy could like pop a turret
like
or
Jumanji?
something, probably something like that. I don't remember what they were. It's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Anyways, that game, it was definitely, it seemed like that game was tuned to, you didn't want to play it by yourself. You could start the game by yourself, but I think the difficulty ramped up pretty good to where at some point you probably need to be playing with rolling 2 or 3 deep.
Is it a
to do it.
multiplayer game then where you
Well,
can play online?
Yeah, it was not multiplayer, it's like we're all playing the story, not multiplayer like me versus you.
Yeah.
Now, they may have had something like that. I don't think they did. I think it was just online co-op.
Well, based on the cast, I'm not really sure what the people
Who we
are. So first off is Kevin Hart.
Okay. Yeah, well, see, the soldier was a black guy,
Okay.
and I'm not saying that has to be who he is,
Yeah.
but that's
Well,
probably
based
true.
on the other 3, I'm gonna say it probably is.
Yeah.
So then you got Kate Blanchett.
Yeah. I saw somebody posted a picture of her from the. Yeah. So I think she might be the sniper
Wait till you get the
character.
next 2.
Hey, I'm fine with
All right.
Kate Blanchett.
So then you got Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's who posted the picture.
Okay.
That's what it was.
You
Yeah.
got Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah.
And then you have Jack Black.
Yep.
Is this a comedy?
It probably. Yeah. 'Cause
It
that
is. It's an
Borderlands-
action comedy.
The Borderlands game is sprinkled throughout the comedy.
So they're all
Okay,
going to be
never
playing the
played
iconic characters
They're
from the
good.
franchise, and it's an action comedy that's going to follow the central cast as they form an unexpected alliance to track down a missing girl and save her from the dangers of a mysterious planet.
It's cool, and it looked really cool because it's got like that cell shading art style or whatever. Like
I've
everything's
seen,
got
like,
a thick
gameplay.
black outline around everything, and it was awesome because like all the guns, they all had like elemental properties and stuff. Like this gun might shoot like acid rounds or whatever, or this gun if it shoots it has like a 15% chance of electrical damage or something. There were thousands and thousands of guns in this that each had like unique properties, and that's what it was. It was a loot shooter. Like you're going around killing people, either looking through their guns or there's a billion chests in this game that would have ammo or guns or whatever. I'm sure you eventually got to the point where you could customize weapons to make them however you want to. It was a cool game. I've
Are
got
you
the
on another planet then, obviously?
yeah.
You're
It
on a
looks
mysterious
Marsy.
planet.
Yeah, it kind of looks,
Anytime
but it's
I've
not.
ever
It's
seen
not.
something.
It's they're not. I
Mysterious
think.
planet?
Is it? What's it called?
Who's
Is it-
the guy that's
is
always
it
on the
called
cover
Pandora?
that's
I
like,
want to say he's just the Borderlands guy.
I-
The Borderlands are overrun with like
Thugs.
Mad Max kind of guys or whatever. He's just one of them.
Oh, yeah,
that's
that's why
just
on
a
the
poster boy
front, the
for
way
it.
it
He's not a
looks,
guy.
yeah.
you
He's
can't
just
play
one.
with that guy.
Nah,
He looks cool.
he look cool. Yeah.
So this one kicked off. They started filming in April of this year, so it'll be a hot minute for this one comes out.
Yeah, but they are doing it because, like
Yes,
I said,
it is in the middle of filming.
last week, Jamie Lee Curtis, I couldn't remember who it was, but that was who it was.
Yep.
She posted a picture from the back showing like Kate Blanchett's character from the back, and then there was no detail. You couldn't tell what was going on.
Yeah.
Is one of the other characters an old lady?
I think
Well,
maybe
you know, Jamie
she's
Lee
probably.
Curtis still looks decent.
She's
for
in her
in those
70s.
Halloween movie. Yeah, but in the Halloween movie, she still looks.
I
mean,
just can't get on board with a 7-year-old
think
lady
so.
running around with a gun.
No, I
maybe
don't think
she's
she
like,
is.
maybe she's like
Borderlands.
tactical expertise
Well,
of
I
used to do this.
I'm
going
gonna
to
guess that she is like the matriarch of the planet or something.
Probably.
And there were a lot of named like nemesis characters.
She's
or,
probably the one that pulls them together to
that's
track
what
down the missing
I don't
girl.
think she will be the one on
Yeah,
the team
yeah.
out in the field. I believe she'll
She'll
be.
be the ops specialist.
Yeah,
She's
right, something
62.
Like that. Yeah.
I would
Well, now
call
she
her
had solid
70.
white hair or solid gray hair in that last
Yeah.
Halloween movie. I mean,
Yeah.
she's starting to look. Yeah. Not saying she's not that she's bad looking. I'm just saying she is her age. You know,
Oh yeah,
nothing
she's
to be ashamed
looking
of that.
old. No,
Yeah.
Hey, we all get old,
all do,
and we
yeah.
can't
Yeah.
stop gravity.
I
From
mean, some
pulling
people,
our face
some
down.
people handle it better than others. You know, they
You know,
retain their
Hollywood
looks.
has. They can just
Yeah, you can do what you want
nip
to.
tuck.
Yeah, eventually they'll just CGI
suck
Jamie Lee
and-
Curtis.
yeah.
You know?
Be like face off.
I think the best she ever looked was in that
Maybe with Arnold.
the movie with Arnold was something.
Lies, True Lies.
Yeah, True Lies.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. You know, I was going to say, not that first Halloween, but I'm thinking exactly what you're thinking of, and you are right, my friend.
Yep. During the.
She did some working out for that role.
Yeah.
She knew she read the script well in advance
Yeah,
and knew
she's
that
like,
was
uh-oh.
coming. Man,
Or it's a
alive.
body double.
I don't believe it. In my head canon,
might
that's
be, 'cause she's always been
100%. I think she
little.
was.
She probably
Yeah.
I think
gonna-
she has spoken on how to get to where she was
Oh,
right
I'm
there.
sure.
Well, you know how you're doing a movie with Arnold. You're on
Exactly.
set with the greatest.
Yeah.
If
He's
you
got a
show-
nice
look,
body. You
hey,
gotta
look.
have a nice body.
Now, this is even me. If I'm an actor, and you show me a script and it says removes clothing, performs pole dance, I'm going to be cut and in
like,
shape. By the time that
alright,
movie
alright.
films, yeah, that's going to be some incentive or
I'm like,
whatever.
well,
like-
guys, I'm not filming. You can find me at the gym.
That's exactly right.
She's gonna
My
play
dietitian.
Dr. Patricia Tannis.
Oh, she's a doctor. Though.
Well, all
and
right.
There you
Kevin
go.
Hart's character's named Roland.
That's the name of the
Roland.
soldier. That's right.
Who's Jack Black?
Kate Blanchett is Lilith.
Okay, yeah.
There's another chick that popped up on here, Ariana Greenblatt, who plays Tiny Tina.
Yeah,
That's who they're rescuing.
And
Okay.
Florian Montanenu plays a guy named Craig.
I don't know who the third
Jack
character
Black,
was.
he's Claptrap.
Okay, he's the voice of Claptrap then. Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
I see those Funkos all the time.
Yeah. And that's
So he's the robot.
well, and that's the comedy relief.
Oh,
The
And,
most of the comedy comes from the Claptrap.
Gina Gershon
Oh yeah, cool.
plays Moxie.
She was a villain character, so yeah. Mad Moxie.
And that's all it shows. Like when you
Okay.
pop up and it shows the main
Yeah.
people.
I'm interested. I like the game.
mean,
The
it's just-
what I saw of the story was
I like
good.
Kevin Hart. I
It
like
could be, yeah.
all the people.
I love Kevin Hart.
I do
He's so
too.
funny.
Yeah, I watched It Get Hard, where he's training Will Ferrell to go to prison. I saw a good bit of
We
that the
just
other
went
day.
back and
It's
watched that
pretty
the other
funny.
day too.
It's pretty good. Kevin
So
Hart's
funny.
funny.
I tell you, that dude is like a go. Like we listened to the Joe Rogan podcast and
Yeah.
him on it.
Gosh, he's
That
always doing
dude
so many
is like
things.
You ever-
4 o'clock.
Have you ever watched his videos? He's got a video on YouTube where he'll meet up with other celebrities and do like fitness stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never watched the videos.
It's pretty
but
funny. It's
they
pretty
popped
good.
up on my feed
Yeah,
a couple
it's pretty
times.
good.
Well, he's real fit.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
But
There again, if I was an actor and didn't have nothing to do
that
all day,
dude
except
is
work out,
like
I'd probably
literally.
do
I
it.
think he gets up at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Well,
And
he's
he-
like a little chihuahua. It don't surprise me that he don't need much sleep. Like that
He's
thing's
just
like
like-
a little dynamo.
all day long.
I've got here. So, you got this Switch. You know, ever heard of the Nintendo Switch? I
Never
got
heard
one.
of it.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, let me tell you.
Explain it.
Okay.
What does it look like?
It's a video game system. That's all you need to know.
Does it take a disc?
No. Anyway.
It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
A dude bought a Switch
I
today,
can believe it.
and he was buying it for his kids, and I think his kids told him it did stuff that it didn't do.
That's the best way to get
to
They're
get
like-
it. They were like, I overheard them be like, "There's free games on there, Dad. We don't have to get any games." And I'm like, he's like, "Is there free games on here? What does this thing do?" And I'm
Yeah,
like,
so-
"Well, yeah." I said it's kind of like a mini tablet. You can
So
get
you do
YouTube
get free
and Netflix.
games, but
Yeah.
you got to sign up for the Nintendo.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
that's
you
what
get
I
those
told him.
Nintendo and Super
Yeah,
Nintendo. Yeah. But for $10 a month, that's pretty decent. That's pretty reasonable.
I
you
lied
know?
to him. I thought it was like $20 a year.
I think it's.
That's what you.
Oh, and
explained.
it could
I
be
was
a
like, I don't
year.
remember.
I pay
think
monthly,
it
and I think
is
it's
or
9.
something.
I think it's pretty cheap if you pay for the year.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like it. Maybe.
But I
should
did
do
tell
that.
him, I was like, I was like, if you get that, there's free games.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of
of
cheap
free games.
99-cent
Oh,
games.
yeah.
And they'll put
Especially
stuff
for
on. They have
kids.
pretty good sales around
They
Christmas
really
stuff. They
do.
have some pretty decent sales. And there's a lot of games that digital's the only way you're going to get them.
Yep.
And there's also a lot of games where like they're older games and stuff. It's like I don't necessarily need a physical copy. If it's cheap enough, I don't mind buying it digital.
Yep.
It is super convenient. I used to be all on the I don't want nothing digital. I want a physical copy. I'm still that way a lot because I can sell a physical copy if I need to. And I just like having stuff sitting on the shelf. Now, that being said, the convenience of just going to the menu and starting up a new game without having to go get the disc
Yes,
and
pop it in.
and it doesn't have a really easy, it's got that little flap that's on
Yes.
that little rubber thing. Like it's
Afraid you're gonna break.
yeah,
when you
it's not
open
as
it.
simple as just. I wish the cartridge was exposed and it was just one of those I push and it pops out. I didn't have to pull this little plug out of the
Yeah.
bottom of it or what. Not that's a huge deal, but anyways, said all that to say this. Back when when I bought that Switch, I was like, oh, I need a bunch of games for this. So I spent about $400 or $500 worth of games, downloading them and buying physical copies and stuff like that. I got that Borderlands collection, so they've got
I got it in the store.
they've got
Yeah.
3 games on the Switch, and then Borderlands 3 came out this year, and it's on or last year, and I think it's on PS4. And I'm pretty sure 3 didn't come to the Switch yet.
I don't
It
think
probably
it has, 'cause
will,
mine
and I don't
has-
think it was as big as a hit as the original ones were either. So.
But I don't know if the other two.
It could be the ones on the disc. I'm sure that's probably what it is.
The
Yeah.
Borderlands is on the cartridge.
Yes, I saw that. You're right.
and then you get the
actually what
coupon code. I
That's
don't know if the
exactly
coupon
what it
code's
is.
good.
You don't know.
I don't know.
I downloaded them. I don't have any of those physically. I don't believe. I think I bought Borderlands 1, and then there's a pack that comes with 2, and whatever. There was one called the pre-sequel or something like that. I don't remember what. There was the Handsome Collection, I think is what it's called. And it comes with there's
Handsome Jack.
something like maybe
Yeah.
that's the guy's name. I don't know.
I think it
Could be.
really is.
Could be, huh?
There was nobody on that thing that said Jack.
Well, that's the sequel, so that'll be the next movie.
Handsome Jack.
That'll be the next movie. And
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know that
say
anybody
something.
is
He's got
named Handsome
like-
Jack.
Don't
Is
he
it?
have like brown hair? Is that what it shows?
Is
Like
that
brown wavy
Borderlands?
hair? I think something else. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. It don't matter.
I don't know anything
Renee has
about
pulled out a
Borderlands.
deep cut here and lost us
'Cause
all.
I've never played Borderlands.
They're good. You should give them a shot.
I
Even
was-
if that one, the copy you got here is just Borderlands 1, maybe they retuned it since it came out for Switch and they know nobody plays Switch multiplayer.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say.
Maybe
earlier.
they retuned it to where it's better one player.
Supposedly, I think the Switch Pro,
I was gonna be dropping
like
in like
maybe
October.
like real soon.
Yeah,
Supposedly,
September, October. They're supposed to move it up.
Man, if you
before
can't find a
Christmas.
PlayStation 5 or Xbox, whatever it's called, still,
know.
you sure ain't gonna be able to find a Nintendo
yeah, he's
console.
Borderlands, Handsome Jack. He is the president of
What the
Hyperion Corporation.
crap? Come
Renee knows her
on.
stuff.
I'm telling you. She don't
Takes-
even know she knows her stuff because she was as surprised as we were.
And he is in the second one. He's the
Yeah.
main antagonist in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, he's on the cover of one of them.
Okay.
He
Well,
takes
that's probably
control
why they call it the Handsome
of
Collection.
probably
I
is.
feel like he looks like Brendan Fraser a little bit from like The Mummy.
Mm.
Back when Brandon Fraser looked good.
Yeah, the wheels have come off that thing a little bit, hadn't it?
He had
Yes.
a rough time though. His wife like left
Oh,
him,
really?
divorced him, took half of his stuff.
Man,
he
that's what happened.
started drinking from it.
Yeah.
Well, he watched Eddie Murphy Raw. It's on
Oh
Netflix.
boy.
He's got a whole long 15-minute skit about taking half your money while you ain't getting married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious.
He is raunchy though.
Yes,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
is.
yeah,
Well, I'm
yeah.
sure he learned from what's his name,
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor.
Because he
Who
did
is-
say
He
that.
said
Yeah.
that Bill Cosby called him.
Yeah,
I was like, you need
you
to.
gotta talk about all that raffle
And then he
yeah,
goes in like cussing and saying things. Tell me you need to quit cussing.
what does he say that when he's filling in for what Bill Cosby said instead of cussing? I can't remember what it was. He's all like raffle frassum
I
and
just watched it. I should
Yeah.
remember it.
all that fram flarm or something like it. Yeah.
But
And
he,
then turned out Bill Cosby was doing all that
Yeah,
stuff
and
he
he
was
was like
doing.
cussing even more.
Well,
like,
not
having
even that,
kids.
but he was
Oh,
raping
yeah,
women.
Yeah.
well,
I
that's
know,
what
right?
that's what I told Renee when we were watching this. I'm like, Bill
Cosby, like,
Cosby's
you gotta
worried
be a
about
wholesome guy.
Eddie
It's like-
Murray cussing, and
And he's
he's over here
dropping
date
roofies
raping
on
Yeah.
chicks and raping
Jeez,
them, and he's
yeah.
in prison now.
Yeah.
Drink
Who would have saw that
this.
coming?
Not me, because boy, we watched some Huxtables.
Because
Cole
he
Cosby
was
fan.
always
Oh, boy.
one of those
All
people
those
that.
sweaters are referred to as Cosby sweaters.
Yeah.
Like any of them that's
Yeah.
ugly designs. And
Well, he was just such a
wholesome family guy.
yeah, and he did a lot, and
Yeah.
which I guess he had a lot of demons, and he knew he had to do something.
Allegedly, reportedly, we don't know what of all that actually happened. I'm not going to say it didn't, and I'm not pointing
He's
at that.
convicted.
Allegedly.
He's convicted, but there's a lot of people that have been convicted that didn't really do stuff.
They are, but
be
There's a ton of people
fair.
that'll come after somebody with some money, but it just
This
seemed
is
like
true.
there was a
And
lot
a-
of it happen, you know.
I think
and
that
and that's why I'm
I
all
waited till he's so old.
well. That's why I'm so leery of any of that kind of stuff. It's like, why do you wait? If it happened,
They waited till the Me Too movement.
that's what I'm saying. If it happened, you don't have to wait 20 years to tell about it. If it happened, tell it now.
Oh, I agree.
Well,
That gives to me that.
limitations too.
Well, that's
though,
what I would
like-
think too.
I don't know if it runs out on something
I
like
don't know.
that.
But they all, it just seems like there's a lot. I'm not saying all of them, and I'm not even going to say that these women are like, I just wanted to forget it and move on. But there's a lot of these situations where it's like, boy, you sure picked your spot to bring it out, like when it would do you the most good.
There's a lot of them that are like that. I'm 100% certain that the Kobe Bryant one, that chick was lying.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They had consensual sex, 100%.
Yeah.
And then the Duke lacrosse team, that chick said that she
yeah,
got
she
raped by
lied.
all those guys.
Yeah. Turned out she was lying.
Lied about the whole thing.
That's what I mean. There's so much publicity to be gained by now. Somebody telling a bad story right now.
Yeah.
God, it would be hard to trust a lot.
But I
of
think
what
there
he
ended up
said.
being enough evidence coming out about
That's probably true.
about Bill Cosby.
I'm just saying I don't know
Yeah.
enough to say
Oh
one way
no,
or the other.
I
you know?
agree with you on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet 50% of them
Yeah.
they're lying.
Yeah.
And not to like make the women who do have some serious issues come about,
Absolutely.
any less what you got to say, because
No. But there's a bandwagon effect in a lot of those situations. When there's
There
money to be
is.
involved and publicity and stuff, there are people that are going to come out of the woodworks. For every one that's legitimate, I guarantee you there's 2 or 3 that aren't.
Oh yeah.
I
It's probably
think so,
10
yeah.
that's not.
Yeah, I think so.
One comes out, 10 are fake.
Golly.
God, Bill Cosby.
What about that
I know.
Borderlands, though?
I
know,
know,
right?
Here we go again. Boy,
All
we
right.
take some
SMJ.
detours. Here we go. What
So
else?
the
What's
next one, this one is in pre-production, but it keeps like going out of production and then coming back
So
into
this will
it.
never happen.
Yeah, probably not. So this
Not a
is the
good sign.
Minecraft movie.
Oh, my God. Let's hope it don't happen.
So they've actually been talking about it since 2014.
Oh, my goodness.
And then in 2018, they had one of the main producers had left the project.
Because he was like, why are we making this stupid movie
I know,
for?
right?
Is it an animated movie?
Surely to goodness they would do
I'm
it.
gonna assume so, because
I
that would
would
be
guess-
hard to do.
I would bet
It
it's like,
doesn't. There's not that much information because, like I said, they
Yeah,
keep.
they didn't go for
But
it
it was
for the
slated to release for May 2019, but then they announced last year that they were looking for March 2022.
COVID changed everybody's plans.
But then in October of last year, the film had been removed. Supposedly, it was reported that they removed the film from the release calendar entirely. So it,
I
That's a
think with-
movie, though.
Yeah.
yeah,
If
it's
they
a
did
movie.
right,
I could.
That's a
I think now with
that's
would
a
be a cool
huge
movie.
franchise.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just
I
cool.
mean, you could do
'cause-
it kind of like
but
Pixels
kids
type.
It's
would
still
eat
popular.
that up.
Yeah.
Because Legos is still making current. I'm not sure how long they've been doing it, but Legos Minecraft's a pretty hot property for them.
I just got
would
in
have
a Lego Minecraft.
I would have said that with Fortnite and all that, video games move pretty fast. It went from Call of Duty, like people still play Call of Duty, obviously, but it's like it's these battle royales that was the next big thing or whatever. It seemed like Minecraft had its time. You just don't hear about it as much, as rapidly as it used to be or whatever. It would make me think that maybe the time for a Minecraft movie has passed.
I don't know.
But
I think kids are still so
I
into
mean,
it.
my daughter still loves it, but that's what I'm saying. But then also, like, it's still in pop culture. Like Lego still do. Lego hadn't give up on Minecraft yet. So if it's popular enough for a big company like that to still be invested in it, maybe a movie could still happen.
I think it's got a big.
I just
enough
think it
following.
would maybe be a little further down the road than what she's talking about. If it was gonna happen. If
Yeah,
it's been
he's-
if it's been going on that long rumored, they should have more progress done if it was ever gonna happen.
Yes.
I'm not saying let's move on, but I'm going to bet you've got better stuff on the list that we will have more fun talking about than mulling over Minecraft.
Yeah, there's not much about
Don't
You
you
don't
Minecraft.
know about Steve?
All right,
Not
so
much care
this
about
next
Steve.
one, there's not like a whole lot of. I can't
Creeper?
tell you if it's going to be
Ender Dragon?
cartoon or if it's going to be
Ender-
live action, which I really hope it's going to be live action. But so they're filming right now, which I'm assuming that's live action. The Super Mario Brothers movie.
No, it's not. It's going to be an animated movie.
Is it? Okay,
Like a
well.
Pixar style
So
movie.
say we
Either
don't
way.
need it. We've already got. They did it right the first time. We don't
I
need
know,
another
right? I
one.
love that one.
There,
But
you'll
so
never find
anyways,
anybody better than Bob Hoskins to be Super Mario.
Maybe
That's
not.
my standing.
And
But that's a horrible movie.
Luis.
Yeah.
But that movie's way
John
too
Leguizamo.
hard.
Yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
was on.
That's
Yeah,
too
yeah.
hard
What'd
to
you
do
have,
live
Luis?
action.
What?
I had Luigi on the brain.
Okay.
But anyways, so the actual Mario creator, of course, Yamamoto is going to be producer on it.
Who?
Yamamoto.
That's not the creator of Mario.
Yes.
Miyamoto.
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 Yeah, yeah.
I was drawing a
Anyways.
blank, but I knew
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah,
Miyamoto. Miyamoto.
Yeah.
Shigeru Miyamoto, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
Hey,
he's a
those
producer on
Japanese
it, of
names are hard to
course.
say.
They are. But
Yeah.
man, that guy right there, everybody likes video games, owes that Joker a
Oh,
lot.
yeah,
I
yeah.
bet he's worth a lot of money.
I
Oh,
guarantee you
sure.
that Joker, yeah.
But so then we got that one is filming right now. It's
That could
supposed to
be
be
cool.
coming out in 2022.
I,
We'll see.
you know what? I still like Super Mario.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever finished a Super Mario game at all from
Oh
any of
no,
them.
you can't.
But
It's
I
too
just
hard.
they get hard for me. But I still like the universe and everything.
Yeah,
It's so
it's
bright and
interesting.
sunshiny
It
or
is,
whatever.
it
Like
is.
I'm telling you, man, there's nothing better than starting Super Mario 64 and running in that castle and hearing that music. Like I still get happy just to this day hearing that music. I love it. I just go in there and run around and hear that music. Dang, 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 dang. I love it. And the music, the first time you dropped down a pipe and went into the underground world, do 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 do. Like man, that stuff.
That's
Yeah,
a-
the
It's
Bowser's
ingrained.
Castle music.
That's
Yeah.
a property
Yeah.
that I don't know why they hadn't made a Pixar style movie with.
Yeah,
Anyways, it
really.
don't make much sense.
I think it's probably
Because they
Nintendo's
probably made too
pretty.
much money on all the games. They're like,
I think
we ain't got
Nintendo's
time
pretty
for
tight
this.
with their properties as far as
They
they
seem
want
to
to
be.
they want to be 100% in
Yeah.
control. Like they're not gonna like they
I
would,
don't blame
and
'em.
they've got the money probably or had the money. I'm sure they've had so many ups and downs or whatever. I would think if they were going to do something like that, it's probably they would want an in-house production company to handle it. So they don't have to give rights or nothing to nobody. We have 100% control over this, and any money to be made, we're going to make it. And that may be what the delay is. Maybe this didn't have that infrastructure.
I would
in
have a
place.
hard
I
time
don't know.
giving my property
I would too.
Oh, yeah.
creatively over.
Well, they did it one time, and
Well,
look
that's
what
why
happened.
he's a producer
You know
of
what I
it
mean?
because he's
Yeah.
right there in it. It's like,
And
well,
I-
you
and
can, we
there's-
can do it, but I'm going to be there.
There's stories out there, I think, and there may even be documentaries about the that the old original Super Mario. I think was a pretty rocky production. Like I can remember, I heard somebody talking about it or whatever, and they were talking about how it was. I don't remember if it was Bob Hoskins and Joey Leguizamo or whatever, but they were like Bob Hoskins. Like it was a man and woman, like a husband and wife team directed it, if I remember correctly. And like the whole cast hated them, like they were terrible people from the way they
that's
talk about it.
awful.
So it's like Bob Hoskins was like he was like drunk the whole time that they were shooting this movie or whatever. Like it was a miracle that it ever got finished. I guess
Yeah.
is what it is. Yeah, there's
I
a
don't
lot of
care for
backstory
that
on
guy that played Luigi.
John Leguizamo. I don't now. He's come out as kind
I
of
like
a.
him in Spawn.
I don't even like him in that.
Yeah,
No.
I could take his
He just
clown's
his,
okay.
his
yeah.
style of comedy
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
voice. It
Yeah,
just
his voice is
yeah.
very high pitched.
He's not a comedy
irritates-
guy to me. Not really. No.
just
He
irritates
was
me.
pretty good. Have you ever seen Summer of Sam? It's talking about the 44 caliber killer. The guy in New York during the summers of '77, somewhere around in there. He was
Oh,
killing
yeah.
blonde chicks.
Yeah, with a 44
Oh,
caliber.
yeah, we just watched something about
We just
Yeah.
watched some about
Okay,
that.
well, there's a really good movie. I think Spike Lee may have done it.
their hair brown and
Yeah.
cutting it short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's called Summer of
and then he
Sam.
killed a brown hair girl.
It's worth looking up and watching. It's a really good movie. But John Leguizamo's the main guy in it, and he plays a sleazeball like you would expect John Leguizamo to be. It's a
Is
really
he
good movie.
Sam?
No, this story. He's just like
Show me a copycat killer.
he's like a hairdresser or whatever. And the movie kind of follows him and his girlfriend, lady friend. It follows a group of people in a small neighborhood in New York or whatever. It shows a bunch of different stories. Really good movie.
What is that movie?
Sam.
Isn't it him and Wesley Snipes and somebody else that dresses ladies?
Tu Wong Fu, something. I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it. Yeah.
I want to go back and watch
Thank
that
you,
one.
Julie Newmar.
Yeah, something that's a very long
yeah,
name
I've
of
never.
it.
It has a super long name.
I've-
They're cross dressers throughout the
Yeah.
whole thing. Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
I can't remember.
Don't
who's
plan
the other
to.
person? Is it?
but
It's not Patrick Swayze, is it?
I don't
It
think
might
so.
Who
I
is
feel like
the-
I
It could be.
I-
Maybe it is.
I'll look.
Yeah, look it up.
While
Yeah, I
Philip's
think it
looking,
is.
while Philip's looking that up, since it doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about, what's the next one you got on your
So
list?
the next one is this was pre-production too, so there's not much information at all. But Detective Pikachu 2.
Oh, that's happening.
Yeah.
That's
well, I mean,
happening.
it's there's
Yeah,
just no
they just had
information
to-
right now.
COVID
It's
set-
pre-production.
COVID
so,
sent that one off the rails,
Yeah, yeah.
but that one's
so
coming.
Detective Pikachu 2.
I haven't watched the first one. What
we
I
haven't either. We started. We made
it
it like
looked like it was pretty interesting.
10 minutes into it. Maybe?
Like when you see
Tu
that.
Wong Fu, thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's the other dude? John Leguizamo, Wesley Snipes, and
Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 2 for 2.
I know.
Patrick-
What is going on here?
You know what's weird
And
is
they
Maybe we
look
need to
good
wrap
as
this up early.
girls.
Something's going.
That's the thing,
Oh,
though.
I'm not gonna say that, but
No,
you
I mean
can.
they look
No.
decent as female.
Philip,
The-
what's your call over
well,
there?
all right.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick
did.
Swayze with long
Patrick
hair would look
Swayze
like
doesn't
that.
look good.
Oh,
he
yeah?
looks like a
Which
drag.
one does
drag.
look good?
Honestly,
Wesley
it's,
Okay, here we go.
Snipes.
it's John. What's his name?
Leguizamo.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
he does.
you're probably right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like
Patrick Swayze looks
He can
like
pull
an
it
old
off.
lady.
Yeah.
he can pull it off.
He
He
can pull it
looks
off.
like a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Wesley Snipes kind of looks like a not an
A
attractive
drag
black
queen.
lady,
He just
but
looks like a drag queen.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Patrick Swayze 100% looks like a drag
Yeah,
queen.
Yeah, he
looks-
just looks like a
his
dude with
jaw,
a wig. Yeah.
he got the
yeah.
dude
I guess he
jaw.
does have that square jaw.
He does.
Yeah.
But I mean, from here, you
Yeah.
probably think that's
You
a
could-
girl.
Yeah, you
Looks
would.
like a
If
prostitute.
you didn't know better, you would.
Yeah.
Looks like a prostitute.
You'd be
So,
like on a Crocodile Dundee when he's
Ash.
that chick's, he's like, that's not a chick, mate.
Yeah, he gives her the old Copperfield.
I love that movie.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good
That's
one.
not
Yeah.
a knife.
Yeah, yeah for
This
sure.
is a
Yeah,
knife.
that's not a knife either, mate.
The third one's not that great, but
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
gosh.
Well, you go 3 deep on anything,
and it was
Yeah.
so long.
diminishing
It was like
returns.
10 years
Oh,
after
yeah.
the second
There was
one.
no
that almost,
point of.
yeah, but you could almost say it's like, oh yeah, Crocodile Dundee, this could be good, but I guess
like
it wasn't.
this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
still a fun movie, but it's nothing like the first one. The first one was fantastic.
What else?
So this next one, I don't really know much about, but I know that kids love the toys. Five Nights at Freddy's. So
Moving
it's in
on. No, I'm
pre-production.
just kidding.
So of course it's basically a story about being trapped in a demented version of Chuck E. Cheese.
Is it live action? Do they say anything?
It's just all to be determined.
So I'll tell you what,
Pre-production.
I like watching videos. I hate playing scary games myself. I just won't do it. I'm a ball of nerves anyway, so the tension that comes along with playing those kind of games, I'm not enjoying it. But I can sit back and watch somebody else playing it and really enjoy it. I like
Yeah.
seeing the story as long as it's not me getting the jump scares
That's
or
like
whatever.
me trying to play like is it Resident Evils?
Yes.
Like the Resident Evils and
Yes.
stuff
I'm
like
the same
trying to chase
way.
me out.
I can appreciate that those are really
Yeah,
good games,
they
but
are,
I don't
but I
want to
don't
do
like
with them.
it.
Five Nights
My
at Freddy's is that to the next level. Like
Yeah.
they are
Stuff
super
jumping out
tense.
and-
Like
yeah.
so the ones I've seen, it's like you're at this control. You're coming into you basically work the overnight shift at like a Chuck E. Cheese. And the guy's telling you, he's like, you gotta kind of keep your eyes on these animals, you know. He's like, sometimes when the lights go out, they start just showing up in the dangest places. And it's like a guy, you're showing up like it's your first day at work, and this guy has left you like recordings. The guy that works the day shift or whatever has
Yeah.
left you recordings like what to
'Cause he
expect,
gonna be
kind
It's
there
of
like
night.
Night at the
Right.
Museum.
Yeah.
sort of like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
Except a
yeah,
demented
yeah,
version of
right,
it.
except it's demented. Yeah, and so like the first night, you know, probably nothing really happens. You show up for the next night. And you got like these security camera, like the television screens. You can see
Yeah.
security cameras point at different places of the restaurant. And you know, like the band's on stage or whatever. And like the lights flicker or whatever, one of them's missing. It's like, well, no, wait a minute. And so you have to start scanning through the cameras and find out where they are. And so apparently the point of the game is you've only got a certain amount of power. So like you've got a button that you can slam down and it'll slam the doors on your little office where you're at, and it'll keep the doors and none of the monsters can get into you, but it's drawing power the whole time. And eventually that runs out, I guess, and then the doors fly open and whatever's out there gets you. So you kind of have to be judicious in how you do it. You keep an eye on the cameras and like, oh crap, this one's right outside the door, close the door. Keep an eye on it until he goes away. And that doesn't mean he goes back to the stage, it just means he goes somewhere. So you've got a map, you know how many rooms and how many cameras you've got. And by process of elimination, you'd be like, okay, that one's here, that one's here, that one's here. Okay, crap, that one's right outside the door, close the door. And so it's kind of this thing, you know, you've got them coming from multiple areas. You never know where one's at or whatever. And you just have to be cognizant of there's one right outside the door, I got to close it. Because if you don't, he'll come in there and he jumps up out of the middle of nowhere and it scares the crap out of you.
But
They're
you never
super
leave the
tense.
room?
No, you stay. No, that's it. You're in this. Now, the ones I've seen.
So
There
I
may
would
be
barricade
other
the
ones.
door.
Well, you'd
Problem
think so,
solved.
yeah.
It
Like, well,
sounds
the
like
thing's
a-
shut. I don't care.
Exactly.
Or
It's
why do you
shut.
need somebody to
Let me
watch
lock
these
it.
stupid animals?
I
Like,
know,
I'll just
right?
lock the door and I'll go outside.
Do the animals kill you if they get in the room?
That's the implication. They just jump
Why
up. It's like,
does anybody even
you
play
know.
this game?
It looked interesting. Kids love it. Kids
It
love
just sounds boring.
it. It ain't boring. If you like scary games, you are on the edge of your seat.
I don't like scary games.
I
but
don't either.
I don't want things that can
Just
get
sitting
me
in
now.
one room waiting to hit a button.
Well, I mean, you're doing a lot
Watching
more.
cameras.
Than,
It's
you're
the
doing a lot more than, and I'm
terror
sure.
of,
How
where's
many have
that
they
one? Where's
made?
that
Like
one?
5 of them or
There's a
something.
bunch.
I'm sure. I don't know which one I watched the video of. I'm sure there have been compounded features on top. It's probably a lot more complicated than
That
that.
could have been
now.
like a
That's
mini
just-
game or something.
Probably. I don't know. That's just
Maybe
the one
you
I
gotta try to
watched.
like
It was
sneak
that
around
way.
rooms.
I've
away
always-
from
I
them.
want to. Now that you mention it, I want to say that there may have been one that I watched where you actually weren't in the room the whole time, like you did rounds or something. Maybe.
I feel like you'd
Maybe
want to
will you?
escape the room.
Well, no, your job is to be in the room.
I feel like
You're
it's one of
security.
those
You're not-
games
You're not security.
that
Yeah,
it's,
right.
it's not so popular because the game more so than it is the characters are cool looking.
I think it was more popular because it was cheap and it was a fad. I think kids made it super big. Same
Well, the
things like
merchandise
what was it,
is-
Slender Man and all that
every
kind of stuff.
week
You know,
we have
whatever.
people coming in
That's
asking
what
for
I
Five
mean.
Nights at
Merchandise
Freddy's.
for it's huge.
Kids
Yeah,
get
it
rolling
is.
on something. I mean, that's your audience, man. You
Yeah.
get kids
Oh,
hooked on
yeah.
something. They will. They will
Mom
do.
and Daddy
Mom and
spend
Daddy
that
will do
money.
whatever they take to
Oh,
shut
yeah.
them up. You know, it's like
Yes.
I think that's kind of what happened with Friday Nights at Freddy's. It or it snowballed.
Yes.
What else we got?
All right. So the next one again. Most of these there's not very much information on them at all, just because they're so new and in pre-production. But Metal Gear Solid.
One of
So
my,
this one,
oh, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
So
got
the
this one
guy that is
cast.
playing, I know, I'm about to tell you.
Here we go.
The guy that's playing Solid Snake is Oscar Isaac, who is
Perfect.
Poe in Star Wars.
Not perfect, but
And
good.
he was the supervillain Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yep.
And he's also going to be Mark Spector / Moon Knight in the upcoming Moon Knight on Disney Plus.
That's cool.
And he's going to be Duke in Dune.
I don't know anything about Dune.
It's a horrible movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
old
original
one's
one's terrible,
awful.
really.
Yeah, but supposedly this one's supposed to be coming out like soon.
Yeah,
but
the toys are out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So he's playing Duke in Dune.
So the Metal Gear Solid Snake, the main character.
Yep.
In the original game, I'm pretty sure they implied that he was somewhat Asian descent, which surprises me now in the age we live in, where you can't cast anybody that's not exactly what they are.
Yeah.
So Oscar Isaac being, I think Oscar Isaac will do fine with it. I
Yeah.
think he's a good actor. I like him and stuff, and I love Metal Gear Solid. You
That's-
want to talk about some? I could sit down. I don't understand it myself. So there's been five? There's been 5
There's a
games
bunch.
in the main series, or what? No, there's been more games than that before. But the Metal Gear Solid, that was 5 games. If I tried to sit down and explain from start to finish the story of those games, there ain't never been more bonkers storytelling ever. It is crazy, and it is hard to wrap your mind around what
That's
was
the
actually going on.
first game I ever beat. I think was.
I
Metal
beat it
Gear
with
Solid
cheat
for the
codes when
PlayStation.
I beat it with cheat codes when I was a kid.
Remember that?
I have went back since and beat. I beat them all now. Hand raised. I beat them all honestly
didn't
now.
cheat.
Yeah, I did.
You know that one where you got to make that sniper and you got like who do you got?
Sniper
Eat?
Wolf.
Is it where you got to eat or something to slow your heart rate down?
You have to take diazepam pills.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun game.
Oh God,
I've never
so
played
good.
any of the other ones. But
Well,
I
if you
never
like
played
the
any of
first,
them.
if you like the first one, you really should go and play the second one. And man, they're all good.
but I never got the vibe that he was Asian.
I think in the first one they imply that he is. I could be wrong
Yeah,
because
He didn't-
he's living in Alaska in the beginning of the first one. Like he's retired, and they go get him for this last mission. Like he's the only one that'll be able to do it. So they kind of Shanghai him sort of.
typical '80s action movie.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
There's
Like, yeah,
only one
You're
man I know for the
retired,
job.
yeah.
but golly, he's such a cool character. I
What was
love
that we
Solid
just watched
Snake.
where they did that? Oh no, that was making fun of MacGruber.
Oh yeah.
No.
Well,
Well,
we're not. Hey, whoa. We're not doing that another week. We're not doing. I didn't look at the comments to
That's
see
why
if
I just
anybody.
said, oh, no.
The only comment I was made aware of is somebody.
No, well, see, that
Said
was
that I-
video where we talk about MacGruber. You just put out today.
Okay, so
Oh,
you'll see
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
we'll
yeah.
hear that
Well,
one,
so
yeah.
speak back to comments though. Somebody said that I sound like Joe Dirt.
That's my aunt.
So I looked at some
She's a
pictures.
lovely lady.
Wait, so pull it. Well, you don't have to pull it up. The pictures you posted or whatever. Was your mom down there with y'all too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, was there a picture of them hugged up real close?
Probably they
Yeah,
look
I'm sure.
identical.
Yeah, nearly. Yeah. Your
Yeah.
mom and aunt's pretty good looking women. Yeah, and I tell you what, your aunt's boyfriend is playing up a class or two. You know?
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
he's
saying?
playing way out of his league.
He's doing all right for himself. Oh, that don't sound like Joe Dirt. Go back and watch Joe Dirt. I don't sound like Joe Dirt. Now it's country's all you can get, but I don't think it's Joe Dirt quite. Not that that's an insult. I love Joe
You gonna
Dirt.
give me a free ride
I
on
love
the
Joe.
Now, look, in
Tip
all-
Whirl?
Yeah.
In all honesty, she
This
loved
is
your
not-
voice. She
Yeah, I know. I'm
She
just
didn't mean
picking.
it like that.
I know. I'm just picking.
I made her put all
Yeah,
that
say
on there.
Philip told her to ride it.
She
But
liked your voice.
But I just happened to. I don't remember what I was looking on Facebook or whatever, and it said something about y'all's trip to Pensacola or whatever. So I just popped over on there and I was like that must be his aunt. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I got good genes.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
They say sometimes stuff like that skips a
I
generation.
got good genes. You know, it didn't get skipped
could,
here.
It could. But, all
Yeah.
right.
All
But
right.
before we move on, I
Where's
love
Metal Gear-
yeah,
Metal
it's-
Gear
Metal- I
Solid?
love Metal Gear
Yeah.
Solid. I'm really excited. I hope that
we have a
turns
lot of
out
customers
good.
that buy the games in the,
The
store.
games are
which we
awesome.
get
I went
so
back-
many of them
the
too.
first the
Gosh.
first game, Metal Gear Solid's strategy guide. Like, so there's a guy named, I think is Ashley Wood. I think he's he's an artist, and he has his own line of toys too. Like you've probably seen some. I don't remember what it's called. I think that 3A stuff may have been his production company or whatever. Anyway, he's got this really particular art style, and he did all the character designs for all the characters from Metal Gear Solid. I think he may have done 2 also, but I know he did 1. Anyways. The official Konami strategy guide to Metal Gear Solid 1 had all of his artwork in it or whatever.
Cool.
And strategy guides for classic games they're pretty high,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
expensive. I paid a good bit.
Especially Final Fantasies.
Yeah, right. So I had a friend that had the official one when I was a kid, and it had like the sealed secret mission folder inside. Like if you wanted the strategies to beat the boss at the end or whatever, this is what to do. And so I got online and found one where that had never been opened. And like it's pristine. And so I've got it pressed flat in my bookshelf at home. Where it was like I gotta have that book. I love Metal Gear. I've got it. Like RoboCop. I got 2 RoboCop shelves. I've got nearly everything that they've made for Metal Gear Solid.
They haven't made a lot, have they?
Not a ton. I mean, I'll say I've got everything. I don't. So like Metal Gear Solid 1, McFarlane did the toys for it. I have Solid. I have Solid Snake and Vulcan Raven. They're not good action figures, so I wasn't crazy about tracking those down. Now, one thing that I don't have, I do have the Play Arts Kai, the ones that like Square Enix makes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got those, and they're expensive figures. Konami, I don't remember what the brand was. It says Konami on the box, but at the time of that game, they did like a I don't know if it's 8 inches. It might be 12. I want to say it's like an 8-inch stall. Kind of looks like a Ken doll. Or
Oh, is that why you like it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. No, but it's like a cloth-clothed figure of Metal Gear Solid. They think they did him and maybe Liquid Snake also, which was the main bad guy from that movie. Which I'm curious to see who. They're supposed to be clones of the same guy. I'm curious to see if.
Plays him.
Well, it technically should
he
look
play
identical
him.
to
Yeah,
him. You know, I think.
He gets to play 2 characters.
I want to say because they're clones of their. They call him their father, but it's Big Boss is the guy. He used to be.
Yeah.
You play as Big Boss in the old Metal Gear games, like on NES, and you actually play as Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 3.
I didn't know they were clones.
Yeah, they're both clones, and there's actually 3 of them because one of them is the President of the United States,
No.
Solidus Snake, and that's where it gets.
Oh.
Man, I'm telling you, it's weird. It's weird. You fight. Yeah, so you fight in the end of the second game. You fight the president or the former president of the United States in like a Dr. Octopus suit on the roof of the. It's somewhere in Philadelphia. It's some federal building in Philadelphia or whatever. You fight him. You have like a
Federal
sword fight.
Reserve.
It's something like that. Yeah, you fight him on the roof of this building. It's so good.
The
I
only
love him
person
so
they've
much.
even put out is that.
It's him.
Oscar
Well, it's because
Isaac.
it's in pre-production, so
Well,
it's
hey,
still.
if it's cloning,
they're still
he could
going
be
through all
playing
the
2
stuff.
roles.
Yeah, 3.
But that means he's got to have a fist fight with himself in the end of it
Oh, that'd
on
be
the top
weird.
of Metal Gear.
That
You
is-
remember that? But you
I
get
don't remember.
so you defeat the big walking biped, that Metal Gear Rex. You defeat the big bipedal tank or whatever, and you climb to the top of it, and you have a kick punch fight with Liquid on the roof of the thing. You kick him off, and you think everything's good. You and Meryl are escaping in a Jeep going out of this tunnel. Here comes Liquid again in a Jeep, and it's the most annoying part of the game. Like, it gets to the point where that part in the game is not fun. It's just like, I just want to finish this. Like, I've beat the big boss. You're just annoying me to get to the end.
That's
and then
a
when you get to the
property
end, it's like
though that they don't do enough with merchandising.
No, they don't.
It's like
people are hungry for it.
I was talking about this somebody today. The Crow.
Yeah.
There's nothing hardly for the
Not
Crow.
much.
There's not many.
You got,
Diamond
like,
Slate just
4
came
figures.
out with that toy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A big statue. You got the movie Maniac figure.
Yeah.
I want
Ooh,
to say
that.
maybe Sideshow did one, but I can't remember.
Probably.
What was that one that was at that place we went to in Pensacola?
They had a Crow.
I see y'all.
Yeah,
y'all
remember
put
that was that crow in the end? I told you it was $350.
That was a Sideshow. We should have
Probably
bought
Sideshow.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was $350. I
Yeah.
was like,
The
yeah.
old
But
sideshows
there's
are
I'd
nothing.
probably take 300.
So Figma, Good Smile Company or whatever, Japanese company makes like highly articulated figures. Sometimes their quality's kind of iffy. I don't know. They did a Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake, which that was a big bait and switch. Metal Gear Solid people love Solid Snake. They put out all this footage showing Solid Snake, Solid Metal Gear 2. It's gonna change video games forever. you get into Metal Gear Solid 2, and you play basically it's a prologue mission that takes place on like this tanker ship, and from the end of the game, from that point forward, like 4/5 of the game, you didn't even play as Solid Snake. They replace him with this guy named Raiden. That's like this. It's almost effeminate little blonde haired, and people were furious. It's like the fact that they did it was the biggest bait and switch they've ever done in video games, I think, and people were not happy at the time.
That's hilarious.
I like the games, and they eventually make Raiden out to be a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you really only play as Solid Snake, and the Solid Snake that is the clone of Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 1. You play as him a little bit in Metal Gear Solid at the beginning of Metal Gear Solid 2. And then eventually, when it rolls back around to Metal Gear Solid 4, you're Solid Snake. In all like you're riding for most of Metal Gear Solid 2. You play as Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid 3, which is their clone father or whatever. And then in 5, you're Big Boss again.
They
And
did
actually,
make,
and in
Crow
5 in 5 is another bait and switch because you play the whole game thinking that you're Big Boss or whatever, and it turns out you're actually like it's not explicit in the game. 5's story is the hardest one to understand, but apparently you're playing as somebody that has been surgically altered to resemble Big Boss, and that's actually who you play as throughout the game or something. I'm not even 100% sure on that. It feels like Metal Gear Solid 5 was in production for so long that when it got to and during that time, the guy that Hideo Kojima, which is the guy that wrote all this bat crap crazy Metal Gear Solid stuff. He left the company during that time. Like they're out or whatever. So they had to finish. I'm not sure if he stayed on, if he was even still with the company when the game came out. But that game almost seems like it's story, and they cut it off. It's just like it just don't really have a good ending. There's characters in that movie. I mean, in that game, I have no idea what their whole point was. Like they resemble characters that used to be in other games, and they make allusions that that's this guy, but they don't just come out and say it. The 5 is probably the most confused. 4, they could have stopped with 4.
I'm glad I only played 1.
That's
what I'm hearing here.
Well, I won't say that. I think I enjoyed 5.
But on another note, if we would have bought that when that came out, we could have got it for just $219.99. I got it for $350. Sold out. They do have a hot toy.
Put on an email to email
There's
you.
a hot toy, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you
And it
be
is awesome.
I got my
emailed
hot
when they
toy.
restock?
I don't know.
Oh, is it like a new? I
Well-
figured that the Crow was an old hot toy that you can't get no more.
I don't know.
It shows up on their website.
Yeah, they
still.
always show up all the old stuff.
Really?
Yeah. I think everything they've ever sold probably shows up on their
That would
website.
have been nice to get it at $219.
Oh,
But that's still a pretty current price for a hot toy, $219.
2015.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, you won't get that.
Gosh,
that won't
that's
happen.
6 years
I say
ago.
that though. So the die-cast metal Iron Man 2 War Machine figure, I've got one of those, and it was a pretty expensive figure. And they just announced last week they're reissuing it. So some of the more popular ones they do reissue eventually.
Well, let's hope
Not
they
very
do that
often.
one.
Which that's not Sideshow, that's Hot Toys.
They probably won't do the Crow sale.
The
but-
Crow-
No,
Crow's
I
just
don't think
so-
they will.
Popular, but they just
He's
They'll do
popular
that
with a
with it.
particular kind of people, but I don't think
My kind of people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
with
but
my
I'm just
kind of
saying. I mean,
people.
if you look at population across the board, I don't think he's as popular. He is. I understand his group.
Yeah,
You know,
he has a huge cult following.
Oh, yeah.
cult
yeah,
following.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Cult following. Yeah.
There ain't even but one on eBay,
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
high.
$600.
Yeah.
We should have bought that.
Was
one.
it
I could
sealed?
call down there.
Was it
and
sealed?
He'll probably ship it.
I wonder
Anyway,
if he
you
does.
need to make
Yeah,
sure
he
that
would.
it's not open because that'll hurt the price. Is that
I
one
don't
say
even
pre-owned?
care. I just want it for myself.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I want
Well, good enough.
This
You
one,
can
this
find a home
one,
somewhere up here.
this one's sealed. This dude's never took this one on eBay.
Oh,
He's never even
cool.
took it out of the shipping box.
Well,
He had to put stock photos on his. That is just a super cool looking figure.
yeah. I got my deluxe
I'll have to call down
Mandalorian.
there.
I got my deluxe
I'll call
Mandalorian
down
this
there.
past week.
How about that?
Did
ship
you?
ours in
I
there?
did.
They're doing the one too where he's on that little thing that he rides.
Speeder bike. Oh no,
that- yeah.
Well, so they
the Nick Nolte
yeah.
thing that he
You can buy a
raises?
quill, and then you can buy the deluxe quill that comes with whatever that mouth on legs is. Yeah, or I think you can buy that creature
Tadpole
separately. Yeah,
legs.
basically, it's a weird looking thing.
I don't know. I like them.
Yeah, but it's like as soon as he eat, does it not coming out his butt? Like he ain't got no body.
I don't know, but he's
Yeah.
a neat
Maybe
little
it
thing.
goes like this.
I
It
don't
winds up
know.
in
He's got
him.
so much head. Maybe it goes up.
Now,
and-
did you
no.
open?
No. I didn't even take the plastic off. Like I opened the shipping box, and when you buy Hot Toys, it comes in like it's wrapped in plastic. I got those detours. I just took it and put the whole thing in there.
But did you take it out of the white thing?
I took it out of the brown box that you see that they send it in,
Yeah.
and then it's in its box, but its box is wrapped in plastic. But its box has all the artwork on it. I left the bag on it and everything. Just stuck it. in
What
the
about
shell.
the Spawn toys you got from me?
I opened them.
You did?
Yes, I did. That's so weird that you. We'll have this little discussion here. So Philip got Todd McFarlane did a Kickstarter last year for 3 different versions of Spawn. It was a modern Spawn, classic Spawn, and they did an artist proof, which is all great. Some dude brought in all 3 of the whole trio to Philip, and I was like, so when that Kickstarter happened, I think we've talked about this before, but I bought the trio. And then I bought an extra modern and classic Spawn because I planned on opening those. I just wanted the other ones just sealed, put in the closet, don't even think about it. Why? I don't know, because it's not like I'm ever going to sell them, so it really doesn't matter what they're worth. Anyways, Philip, as happens, you never know what's going to walk in the store, and somebody brings in this
Never
trio.
know.
I'd never thought you'd ever saw. I figured I was the only person in the entire North Alabama that had bought this set. I figured.
Well, you're not.
I guess I'm
This
not.
dude lives in Coleman.
Okay, well, so I might still work out that way then. Anyways, when I see them, I'm like, I never opened the extra ones I bought with the express intent of opening them. I have one sealed, never going to open it. I've got these with the explicit purpose of opening them. I have not gotten around to it. Even the mailer box is still sealed. I've never cut the tape on these boxes. And but when you got those, and you were talking, and I knew you wanted to keep the comics because we had talked about that. It comes with an exclusive reprint of, I guess, issue number 1 of Spawn, and they're like,
Autograph.
yeah,
Yeah,
and you get one Todd McFarlane autograph, but the comics are selling for $100 raw, like ungraded. There's no prices for a graded copy yet, is it?
I didn't see one.
I'm not sure
online.
that they have. So
Well,
I mean,
I don't think they. There's no way those people have gotten those back from CGC yet.
In the,
Oh, yeah, no.
yeah.
Because they
far
just
back
came
as they
out,
are.
what, last month?
No,
2 months ago?
No. They've been out for a while. I've had mine for 6
Yeah,
months
when
or
we
better.
did our
Really?
very first
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they've been a
okay.
while.
Well,
Yeah.
then somebody could have one back.
Could be.
But
We hadn't checking it. But anyway, the raw price is over $100 on most of those books. And so I knew we had talked about it before. I knew Philip wanted those books. So I was like, well, what do you want for just the figures? Because that's all I was going to do. I don't care about the books. I've got the books at home, and I've got 2 sets of the books at home anyways. So I bought them. I ended up getting all 3 of them. Turned out I didn't need that gray one. There ain't no exclusive weapons in there. All the weapons, I didn't need the gray one. Whatever. I'm fine to have it. But I
Joke's
didn't
on
need
you.
it. Yeah.
Well, no.
no
you
gives
could-
backs.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no returns.
I'll probably just end up trading it back in at some point for a reduced price.
Just take the weapons. That's a good chance to try your hand at painting.
You could.
Like,
But
do
so
your
all the
own
weapons,
version of
all the
Spawn.
weapons that came in there. I think
Just paint 'em gray.
the only thing that's in, I could have sworn that, and I need to look back at my Kickstarter thing. I could have sworn that if you bought the trio, there was something exclusive that you were supposed to get. So there is one thing. There is one energy effect that's in the artist proof one that's not gray. It's the bright green or whatever, and that is the only place that comes with. And there's a head. It's the unmasked Spawn head screaming, but it's not painted, so you can't use it on any other figure besides that one. It
I
doesn't
was
matter.
seeing on eBay, people sell that head for like $25.
The unpainted screaming head. I
Yep.
can see that because somebody knows how to
20,
paint.
25
it would work.
bucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, so maybe I'll party them out. I don't know. The point of this is, so I got those figures. I like them. I did open the modern and the classic and got them on the shelf and everything. The night, so I came in Thursday. Some dude brought them in Thursday, and you bought them.
Yep.
And I told you, think about what you want for them. I didn't buy them that day. I just said, come up with whatever price you want to. When I got home that night, friend of the show, Justin Morgan, right?
Yeah.
He contacted me and he said, "Hey man, do you have a extra? Did you get in on that Spawn Kickstarter?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, I bought 5 of them." He's like, you wouldn't want to sell one of those classic Spawns, would you? and I was like, I don't know. I was like, but I'd already talked to you Thursday, so I knew I was going to get that extra set.
Oh, so you sold it to him?
No. I can't bring myself to do it. But so I told him. He said, well, we talk back and forth, or whatever. We talk pretty regularly. And he got, and something sold.
Yeah.
Was that me or you?
That was us. They
It
took
was
it
you.
off
Dang
on that
it.
picture.
Okay.
Goal accomplished.
So I told him, I said, well, you never know. I might or whatever. But it was the size of the coincidence that the day that I thought for sure that's why I started contacting you, because I was like, oh my gosh, Renee has posted pictures of those on Facebook, and he's gonna get them. So that's why I was like, I need to
That's
lock
why you
this
sent
in.
the text.
Yes, that's why I
Philip, contact me.
So I contacted Philip that night. I was like, hey, what do you want for all 3 of those? Because I figured, and then I got on Facebook to see if Renee had posted pictures of it, because I was like, he's gonna buy them out from under me.
He
And
gonna pull a pit on you.
Well, see, exactly. Yeah, he won Pitt, so I'm not leaving him. Yeah.
Still
But-
got Timmy.
So when
Nah.
so I haven't talked to him since. So when he hears this episode of the podcast, that'll be news to him that I've
It's
got
about you
3
dirty
copies of
dog.
them now. Yeah,
Yep.
and I don't want to sell my other extra ones neither.
Just sell one of them to him.
You don't need that many.
I know you don't.
You got to take the ones
Yeah.
that you were gonna open.
Yeah.
Take the comic
Or take
out.
the ones that don't have the comics and just go ahead and sell those.
Yeah,
Just be like, I'm gonna keep the comic. I'll sell you the figure.
I could, but
Figure's $100.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like eventually, I think if I keep riding those figures, now that I have an extra set that I could sell later on, I think that figure's going to go up. I mean, a Kickstarter figure like that, I think it's
they
gonna be
only
worth it.
23,000 and some odd number back.
Well, that's what I'm
now,
saying.
I don't know. I would assume the way it worked, if I only wanted one, I could back and get one. couldn't
Yeah,
I?
absolutely.
Yeah.
You could have.
You didn't have
do
to
one,
do
two, or
the. You
three.
didn't have to do the whole.
You
That's
could have
why you
done
got
any one.
5.
You could have done any. They had like 20 different packages. You could have done any one. They basically had any combination you wanted. They had a package for all 3, each individual one. If you just wanted these 2, if you just wanted these 2, they had like package A through K or whatever, and it was any combination you wanted you could have gotten.
It'd be
and
interesting
I
to
think
see the breakdown
Yeah,
of
it would
like
be.
how many were actual classic spawns.
Yeah,
how many
modern
are
spawns.
lost?
Yeah, it
I
would
nearly
be.
bet the artist proof was the least.
I didn't want it to begin with.
Probably.
Only
It's
reason,
gray.
Yeah, the only reason
Yeah.
I bought it.
Painted.
Yeah.
I
Unless you want to paint yourself.
If you could paint and you
Yeah.
were a good
Yeah.
painter, then
Yeah.
yeah, that
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
that'd be the
cool.
one to
And that's
get.
one thing I don't know. I'm surely the artist proof is based on the classic Spawn. Surely it didn't
It-
have the gauntlet and the boot, did it?
It looked like the classic
I
spawn.
think it would be. If I was going to do it, that's the way. Because the modern Spawn is, some people like Justin just wants the classic Spawn.
Yeah.
And I told him at the time I knew I was going to get another set, and I was like, well, you never know. Like when I told him like would I sell one or not. But it's like, but
now
like
he knows you lying to him.
Well, I didn't lie to him. I never told him that I didn't have. I never told him any. I didn't lie at all.
No, you didn't. But you said you never know.
And
Now
you
you're
know-
just being
knowing-
greedy.
Hey,
You're just
look,
being greedy
knowing
now.
that
I'm
you
pouring them
never.
up.
Yeah, yeah,
you
it's
just
being
ordered.
greedy.
Hey, look! If I lost my job tomorrow, I guarantee you I'd be calling Justin
Let's not-
Morgan
Yeah.
first thing and be
Let's
like,
not
"Hey,
talk that.
Justin, I got this spawn figure, man. You need it." You know.
Seth finally messaged me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, but we got in a sword today that
Oh,
is
yeah?
like 7 foot tall.
Holy crap! Is it a
Sword of
bigger than Conan's
Sephiroth.
sword? Sephiroth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That thing's massive.
6 foot. I got a picture of me with
How much
holding
does
it.
that go for?
I'm gonna just try to sell it to Seth for 175.
That sounds cheap. Is it licensed?
I don't know if it's legitly.
Is it like a super long katana?
Oh, yeah,
like-
yeah. It's
I got
a
a
legit
picture.
sword. Like,
Yeah.
you could cut a watermelon from like 20 foot away.
175 sounds cheap.
I know, right?
Yeah. I think
Yeah, I
175
think
might
it's
be
so tall.
cheap, especially if
I'm
it's
gonna
a
cut
fish.
Seth
Yeah,
with Bray.
it's Seth.
Okay.
He helped me out a lot yesterday.
Yeah.
He's always helping me. It is huge.
Yes,
It
it's
is
huge
so
in the
massive.
games.
I
It's
took
big.
it out and I told the guy I got it from. I can't remember his name. I should know his name by now. I was like, this thing is absurd. Like, who
Yeah.
could even fight with it?
Video game character.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right? I was like,
yeah.
how
So
big
how do you
is?
even tote it? Like, it drags the ground.
Have they ever
He's
given
only
any
got one wing,
specs?
too.
How
Yeah.
big? How tall Sephiroth is?
He's a normal sized guy as far as I know.
So he's probably like our height.
Yeah, I mean, nah, video game, like, ain't nobody less than 6.5 feet tall.
I know, right?
he's probably starting at 6
He's
foot at least.
8'3".
Well, you
Yeah,
can't
right.
fight with that.
Yeah.
Oh, he could.
Oh, he
Tell you
could. Yeah.
what, yeah.
That's another. Like that might have been the second game I ever beat.
You beat Final Fantasy 7?
Oh yeah.
I did not. I never have.
I
I always.
As a kid,
Yeah.
I was obsessed with that game.
That's cool. I remember there were grown-ups that were getting into video games for Final
You
Fantasy
go that
7.
final when you do finally fight Sephiroth, and you go down that little
Put your phone on vibrate.
tunnel-like thing.
Yeah, I've never finished
He's
it.
like, "How long is it?" I'm like,
6
I
foot.
sent you a picture, bro.
Yeah, I'm standing next to
I'm
it.
5'10",
4'2".
5'11", if you're on a good day, and it's what a good.
That's at least another
Well, I
foot
don't know
taller
because
than
you're
you.
holding it
Yeah.
down here too.
I figure it's a
but
foot taller
It's
than
like
you.
7 foot long.
It's at least 7 foot.
Yeah, it's like 7
Yeah.
foot.
We can handle your business later there, bro.
I know,
We're doing a
right?
podcast.
Hey, I'm
What's
trying to
next?
make money.
Awake?
Yeah.
I figure he'll be asleep
Oh,
right
crap, it is 10 o'clock. Hit me with the
Yeah.
next one, Renee.
now. Okay, so since which one will we go with? Which one will we talk about the least? And we'll go. Okay,
Yeah.
so the next one again, pre-production. Tomb Raider 2.
Another
So
Tomb
this
Raider?
one, no. This one is actually going to be an anime adaptation
But
that they're
it's a
coming out
sequel
with.
to the live action?
Yes.
Well,
It
that's
says
interesting.
it's Netflix. So Netflix is
Oh,
currently
interesting.
developing anime Tomb Raider adaptation, which will be the first television series based on the classic action-adventure video game series.
Is Alicia Vikander reprising her role as Laura Croft?
I don't know.
She was the one that was in the live action movie. It was a good
Probably
movie.
then.
I liked
So,
it.
but they're going to take it from the video game and do a series based on the video
That
game.
could be cool. I think
And
that
do it
I
anime
think that
style.
honestly could probably work better as an animated film.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
in Fortnite right now.
Is she?
Who?
Yeah.
Tomb Raider?
Yeah,
Tomb Raider.
I've unlocked
Ooh,
her.
we got a cool Tomb Raider, that flag in today too.
Yeah, I've unlocked her classic skin
Yeah.
and then her skin from that movie.
Okay.
He sent me a message and he goes, "Shape, it's a katana."
Sword. Say
Yeah.
Yes, that's
say straight.
with a little curve. in there.
Yeah. Yeah. Sharp on one end, maybe. Blunt on the other.
Like, what kind of question is that? See, I got one of these
You should
before.
put a circle.
Is he going to care about it if it's a sword? Does he care about it? Because if he knows if it's a Sephiroth fan, he should know what the shape is.
Well-
Is he just buying it on the fact that it's a sword?
Well, he does like swords. But see, I had one come in like 6 months ago,
Okay.
and the dude that bought it was there when I got it in. He was like, "Oh, I want
He's
that
like, I gotta
sword."
have it.
Yeah.
I gotta have
And
a
so I
sword.
sold it, and Seth was bummed out.
Yeah.
Did he buy your Zelda sword that you got?
No,
Why not?
Now he bought the Jason machete. though.
I know that, but that Zelda sword was pretty cool.
I need to get that cleaned up.
Yeah,
and
it's
put
still
out.
sitting in the back. We haven't even put it online or anything
Does
yet.
he know it exists?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he does because
Okay.
he's asked a couple times. Y'all
Yeah.
sold that sword yet?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I ain't got it out yet. But so
Probably
Tomb
won't
Raider
have
2.
another Sephiroth sword walk through the door. So you
Well, I never
better,
thought I
better
would've had
jump
another
on
That
one.
it.
thing's
Yeah.
massive.
Better jump on it.
Yes.
He's asking so many dumb things.
Well, just tell him
He
you'll
says,
get that to
"Okay,
him.
so a real sword, not like a cosplay weapon.
God.
Would you hold it for me?"
You are holding it in the picture.
Well, no, I mean like
No, don't sell it.
Oh.
So you
okay.
can look at it.
Okay.
Say yes, you could kill somebody with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Take it and your Jason machete and your bad news.
Yeah, and get sent to federal
Jeez.
prison.
If you got ran through with that
Oh,
sword,
man. You could run 3 or
That'd be a
4
lot
people
of running
through with that
I
sword.
could. Yeah, I
Be like a
Human
shish
shish
kebab.
kebab.
Yeah. Real freaky.
What was that?
So
No, I bought that sword knowing he would want it.
That's what
That's
you
the whole
usually do.
reason I got
Yeah, I
it.
bet you paid the guy a lot less than what you're going to sell it to him for, too.
Let's hope
That's what
so.
you do
That's
to
the name
me.
of the game. That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Winning.
But you
Okay.
don't buy nothing unless you know somebody that's going to buy it from
I'm
you.
trying to get a yacht. I want that
man.
yacht money.
I like that last Tomb Raider movie.
The store can buy
Have I never
me a
watched
boat.
it?
You should watch it. It's pretty good.
It's an origin story, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right,
It
so I got
kinda-
4 more.
All right.
This one we'll go through real fast because I've never played the game, but a lot of people buy it in the store. So they're doing a TV series of The Last of Us.
I don't like The Last of Us. That is a hit game for Sony. I played
We
the
sell a
first.
lot of it every time we get it.
Tried to play the first one. I've got friends that's like, God, no game ever been better than The Last of Us. I couldn't stand it. Didn't like it. And the fact, and ain't it Naughty Dog who does Last of Us? The
I
same
have no
people.
idea.
I'm pretty sure it's the same company that does Uncharted. Uncharted, is that me or you? Uncharted is one of my favorite. Next to Metal Gear Solid is probably my. If it's hit neck and neck with Metal Gear Solid for favorite games of all time. The setting and the gameplay and all that stuff in the Uncharted games is amazing. And then they come out with Last of Us. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be great. They're in the same company. It's like, it's terrible. I can't
People
stand
don't
it.
like the second one.
Do they not?
No.
Hate it.
So
I like the first one, though, just the last.
it's one
They
of those
kill
games.
off the main character
Oh,
in the
yeah.
second one, and people were
Okay.
pissed. Like it
I-
is not. People do not like it.
Now they are brutal. Those games are brutal. I've seen it's same. It's not really zombies, but it's some sort of disease.
Walking
or
Dead like
something
thing.
that. Yeah, the world's overtaken, or
What's
whatever.
The
But
Last of Us?
it basically looks like people with mushrooms growing out of their face. but it's one of those things where you ain't never got a full clip of ammo. It's like and even if you did, it would draw so much attention. You just get. I just don't.
So you're
like
You
it.
need that?
stabbing.
Yeah, it's
sort
your
of
stabbing.
sep-
and your
Sephiroth.
knives, like I'm pretty sure your knives are like you use this knife and then you don't have that knife anymore. So you're on the edges, like I don't have what I need to kill all these people. And so they want you to try to skulk around and stuff. I hated it. Didn't like it at all. And I've tried to play it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, so it's a sneaky game.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
like that.
not into
No.
it.
One of the hardest things I had when I was playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag,
Yeah.
you get to a scene where you can't fight.
Yeah.
You gotta sneak
He was
around.
trying to
Gotta
sneak
sneak.
through them bushes with
Yeah.
us
I
in
had to
that jungle
finally
set.
watch a YouTube video of like
I
and do
remember
the
that.
exact path
Yeah.
this guy did.
I'd watch it for
I
you.
quit
Be like,
playing
Is
"We
that
gotta
the
go
one where
this way,
is that the
then
one where
that
you have to
way."
stay within the circle of the guy you're following, and as he walks, you have to find a new place to hide?
No,
No, this one was
there's
like
stuff
alligators
that.
and stuff. Wasn't there like alligators
there's
stuff? You had to
alligators.
like creep on this log and then get behind this big fern and then go over without this alligator like eating
Beat Black
you.
Flag.
And
I don't
then
remember that.
You can
this like
kill
person's
people.
going back and forth, and you got to time it where he's going that way, and you
Okay.
sneak across and
It's
swing
that part
on
where you're in
vine.
like it's almost like a ruins.
Yeah, I remember that.
Like
I
you
don't
can
remember
kill
anything else about
somebody,
that
but
game,
you
I
gotta
remember that.
you gotta kill them in a bush.
Yeah, you got to
so
jump
you
up
can lay
and
their
grab
body
them
in a
and
bush.
hold their
Yeah,
mouth and
yeah.
stab them and lay
Yeah.
them down.
I quit playing that game
Because
for
they
a
look over and be
while.
like,
Yeah.
"Dude, where are you at?" And then everybody's on alert
That'd be a
looking
good
and you die.
movie. Assassin's Creed Black Flag would be a good movie.
Oh,
Yeah, it would
that's
be.
one of the funnest ones.
It
I
is
haven't
super
played
good.
Sadly, that
past
one's not on the
one.
list.
I haven't
Yeah,
pl-
well, I think they took their shot with Assassin's Creed. And I don't think it was too big of a success.
They're
I've
coming
never,
back.
I've never made it through.
should
it.
be on
I
the
tried to
list.
watch, and you'd think Michael Fassbender would. He don't make a bad movie or whatever. But I tried watching the beginning. I've tried watching Assassin's Creed, and never made it through it.
It's gonna be a TV show.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah.
What?
Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
It's
Black
popped,
Flag's
it
a
popped
good
up
game.
on my key collector. Now, see, that would be the way to do the
Well,
show.
see, I made
Yeah.
this list like 3
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
ago, though. So if they've added
Kind of
anything,
like
I'll have it
blend
on here.
in every
Yeah.
era into the
Or
show.
do it like they do American Horror Story, where it's like this season
Yeah,
is
oh,
the
it's
original,
like-
this
that would
season's
be
Black
good,
Flag.
too.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
it would be cool. I haven't played past Black Flag.
Yeah, I don't think I've got them. I've got the next 3 or 4 games, but I don't think I played them.
Like I
I
really
have
want to
heard-
play the one where you're a Spartan.
So I've heard that one's really good, and I've heard the one in the Egyptian one. So
Odyssey.
Odyssey and Origins. I've heard
Yeah.
those are both really good, but I've got a friend that played Valhalla, and he said he's not too hot on it.
I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about
Yeah.
Valhalla.
I never heard anything bad about Odyssey or Origins though.
Well, they look cool,
They do. They do.
but I only play the Switch, and
Yeah.
they're not on the
They
Switch.
hadn't made it there yet.
No, they're on PS4.
Black Flag's on Switch though. I saw that
yeah,
today.
yeah. I
didn't know
bought
that.
the collection where
That's
you
what I
get
saw.
3 and 4.
Yeah.
So I got stuck on that spot, and so I was like, I'm gonna try out 3,
Yeah.
and I ended up beating it.
I like 3. A lot of people don't, but I liked it.
I love the
Being a
story where
Native
you-
American, like his
Okay, that's
action-
not that one.
Okay, well then you played 2 then probably.
No, it's
No,
3.
you played Rogue, right? What is it? What'd you play?
It might be Rogue.
3, the official 3. You're Connor Kenway. He's the Indian that has
Okay, the one I
tomahawk.
played is probably is Rogue, where he actually quits working for the Creed.
Yes.
And he goes and starts working
He's
for the
working
Templars.
For the Templar. That's Rogue.
Yeah, that's Rogue.
Yeah.
That one's fun.
It's pretty good.
I
I beat that
remember
one
playing
too.
that one.
A lot
Yeah,
of people
beat that
don't.
one.
It was like an offshoot. So that happened where, if I remember correctly, that happened right at the time where the Switch was going from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. They released a new game for PlayStation 4, and that game only came out for the previous generation consoles, I think. I've got it, and I played it because I wanted to play them all, and I enjoyed it for what it was. But it's definitely, I think if you ask most people, they'd say that's the bottom of the list. I enjoyed it for what I
I
played.
thought it was a great story.
And I think there's a lot of people that hadn't even played it because it's not
That's when
really
you
in the main
first
story.
get the ship battles.
Yes, that's where they
And then
learned
they
to
put
make
it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I love the ship battles in 4. I did.
I think so.
I thought it was
did.
good.
I haven't beat 4. I'm like real right there.
I probably shouldn't even be having this conversation with you. Then. I mean, I
I'm
lost
pretty-
a lot of respect for you.
I'm pretty much at the end, and I played 3 for a while, but I actually didn't care for it too much.
A lot of people don't, but I don't know, something about it. Like I like that game so much. I played the crap out of that game, and then if I play something like it, like I want everything that has to do with it. So I tracked down the Play Arts Kai figure of it, and McFarlane did a figure of it, and I tracked that down or whatever. So I got everything about that they made.
I
for
got the McConnor,
Connor
the
Kenway.
McFarlane figure of the dude who is in Rogue.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
In his little Templar get up.
Yeah, I've got the guy from the what's the dude from the first game's name?
I thought that guy's
Alistair,
name was
is it-
Edward.
No, Edward is.
No, I'm
just-
talking about the one from Rogue. His name's Edward, ain't
No,
it?
Edward is the guy from Black Flag. Edward
Yeah.
Kenway.
What the heck's the guys from the
I don't
Rogue name?
know.
I can't remember either.
So when you beat Rogue.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the end of Rogue, you sneak into that. Aren't you in France? And you
You
sneak
go
into
to
the-
France.
Okay, and you kill that guy.
Because that's where like Ben Franklin and stuff's
Yes.
at. Yeah.
So the beginning of the next game, which people don't like either, takes place during the French Revolution. What is it called?
I thought Black Flag was the next one after that one.
Well,
'Cause
they
it's
happen
Assassin's
concurrently.
Creed
though.
4.
Well, they happen concurrently. It's not a Assassin's Creed 4. Black Flag is 4. Rogue is not a numbered.
It's just its own offshoot.
It's just its own offshoot. It's kind of a tangent story.
Okay.
But what happens at the end of Rogue, the fifth one picks up at the end of Rogue, kind of like that. When the guy you kill at the end of Rogue or whatever is like the father or something of the character you play as in 5. It's something like there's some tie between Rogue and the fifth one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
The
a good
fifth one-
franchise.
The fifth one ain't great.
It's not?
The fifth one was the first one made specifically for the PS4, Xbox One generation of consoles, and they tried to add a bunch of stuff. I hated it. I
See, I
hated
hadn't
it.
played it.
There are so many Assassin's
It's a
Creed.
bunch of them. Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
Yeah, because it's like probably
Valhalla.
it
gotta
was-
be one of the biggest like
Yeah. It was
game
Syndicate.
franchises.
well, it was Ubisoft's big deal. That was their yearly franchise. We got a
Yeah.
new, with new and every year.
Syndicate,
Yeah.
Unity, Rogue,
Unity so Unity's the one that picks up after Rogue.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't great.
Sinner,
Syndicate takes-
Memories.
Syndicate take place, I think, in like the English Industrial Revolution kind of. Like I don't know if it's called Victorian or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it takes place in England. I want to say that's the one where you play as a brother and sister duo. Like
It
it's
would be
part of the game.
cool
Yeah.
if they did the next one.
Yeah.
They jump forward and kind of go futuristic like Cyberpunk.
Well, everybody said that's what they were always. They thought that was what they were always building to, because the game, which the guy's dead now, but the guy that was the actual person you were jacking into his mind in the first game, first 2 or 3. So the second game was a trilogy of games, basically. The guy from the Assassin's Creed 2 was in 3 games before they ever came out with 3. That what's his name? Is the Italian one. I can't think of his name. It doesn't matter. All of those characters came out of that Desmond, whatever his name was, the guy that was in the real world. And people thought that, like, as you're unlocking his memories or whatever, that they're building towards a game where you play as Desmond in the present time or in the future even. But then they killed him off. And so they just keep going. But the whole those games are all predicated on tapping into your ancestors' memories.
to
So
figure out something.
right, so you wouldn't be going into the Animus if you were in the future because that hadn't happened yet.
Well, you could,
Yeah.
but you would have to be like when they're putting you into it, they're way ahead of the future. And
Oh
you're
yeah,
you're just
you
playing
could.
into
That'd be
some,
what you had to do.
Yeah,
yeah.
which would be it.
It could be, but there's so many times in history that people are always saying like, "Oh, when's the Ninja Assassin's Creed going to come out?"
Oh, a
It would be
samurai?
cool. That's what I mean.
That would be
There's a ton
cool.
of times that they haven't touched on yet that would be cool.
Yeah,
Civil
'cause,
War. I mean, they did 3. It was around that time, I guess, but it
No,
was
That was
3 was
revolutionary.
So
Yeah,
they
a
haven't done
Civil War would be
That'd
cool.
be cool. Yeah.
Samurais would definitely be cool.
Middle East wars could be cool. I don't know if
know.
that might be a little too
Well,
close to
no,
home.
you know, because back
could.
when Babylon,
Yeah.
that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
You got people like the guy that the 300
Spartans.
No, the guy though that the Persian, the main guy
I know
that
what you're
was.
talking about. I can't think of what his name is.
I can't either, but that whole dynasty or whatever, that's an interesting time in history.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that guy was a rolling wave of violence. Like he expanded
Well, you know,
his kingdom.
I think it's, I don't know if it's
The
his dad or
last Maharaja missions. There's so many.
I don't know if it's his dad or
He
the
came out
guy
with
after
15
him
in
though. He's considered like
2015.
one of the greatest world leaders of all time.
Yeah.
It's like a super great dude.
They've been slacking the last couple of years and coming out with them.
It
They came
has.
out with 15 in 2015.
What? Now some of those are
No,
like iOS.
yeah,
Well, they're
some of
like
those are
additional stuff like
DLCs.
Syndicate
Right.
and then Syndicate Season Pack.
Yeah.
I want to say they're on like as far as numbered, which they don't number them anymore.
No, they're
but
on
as far-
Valhalla.
As far as main games, I'm gonna say they're probably on. After Unity. Unity would have been 5. Syndicate would have been 6.
Well, let's see here. You got
Odyssey, Origins, and then Valhalla. So I'm going to say
what's
they're
Black
on
Flag?
9.
That
Black
was
Flag's
Black
4.
Flag is 4.
Yes.
So then you got Pirates.
Well,
That's
Black
And
Flag
then
is
Black
Pirates.
Flag, Freedom City.
Those are all
Those are
DLCs for
Yeah.
Black
okay,
Flag.
and then what about Assassin's Creed Memories?
Nope. That
That's probably a DLC.
Probably.
Assassin's
or
Creed
iOS.
Identity.
No, that'd be something offshoot.
Assassin's Creed Unity.
That is a main game.
Okay. Assassin's Creed Rogue.
That's the
That's the
offshoot
one I
that
was
he
talking
played.
about.
Okay.
But that's
It's not a main game.
And
Not
then
a main
Unity
game.
Rogue, Unity.
Syndicate's probably the next one.
Yep, Syndicate.
Yep, that's the main one.
Syndicate,
it should
Syndicate,
be
Syndicate, Syndicate.
Odyssey or Origins, whichever one of them came first.
Let's see, Syndicate. What's this with a Spartan on it?
that's Odyssey.
What's the ISO collection? Ezio?
Ezio, that's the guy from the
Ezio
second
Collection.
game. Ezio Collection's 3, the 2, and then its subsequent sequel games.
Rebellion.
It's not a main game.
That's probably a DLC to that
Yeah.
Let's see.
Odyssey.
Yeah, Odyssey. Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Yeah.
And the Rebellion. And then...
Should be Origins next.
This is one of those things where people are screaming at their computer.
No,
Yeah.
just the Rebellion and then Valhalla.
No,
Oh,
Origins and
Origins
Odyssey
should-
came out
I'm
between those
looking
two.
at it. Assassin's Creed, that was still
Are you on the Wikipedia page for it? Because that'll tell you.
Creed. Rebellion collection.
That's just like a DLC thing.
Well, Rebellion. What's that?
been. That's
Origins.
So yeah.
Okay, well, it's
They
Origins.
tie Origins and the Spartan one on that thing together.
Yeah.
Like they're a collection together.
It's probably from the same time period.
but
And then you've
those
got
were
the
two
Rebellion
separate
and then
actual
Valhalla.
games. And you know,
Valhalla.
I haven't played Valhalla,
Right.
but you would think Vikings would be like I don't see how they could mess that up.
I don't know.
And the gameplay looked really
Well,
good.
I would've-
the
I would've said that
Valhalla
about- so
Wrath of the Druids.
As far
looks
as
cool.
shooters, I love Far Cry. As far as shooters, that's probably my favorite series. And then they did that. I've never even played it because it seems so disinterested. That Primal or whatever, where you're like a barbarian or where like you're not shooting
Oh,
anymore.
yeah.
You're like throwing spears and shooting bow and arrows or stuff. I guess I don't know. I
Because you
never
went
played.
primal.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but it was yeah. But it's like,
Probably got some dinosaurs.
how do you mess Far
Same
Cry
things.
up? You know, like they've had some of the
They
coolest
just showed
stories.
the
and
new
shooters and
gameplay
everything.
for the new.
Saw that.
Yeah, Seth. I watched it with Seth. Looks pretty good. I've never
They
played a
are-
Far Cry
Hey,
game,
they're good.
but it looked fun.
They're good games. Like
Yeah.
I've beaten. The first one came out on like the original Xbox. I've beaten 3, and I guess the last one maybe that I beat was 4. But those are the games you get in, you play the crap out of them. Like by the time you get done, like I went ahead and when I bought I bought that PC last year, so I bought 3 because that's where I bought 3 on PlayStation 3, and the frame rate, it's a mess. Like it plays horrible on PlayStation 3. So when I got that computer, that was one of the first games I bought was Far Cry 3. Played through it, waited a little bit, and jumped into 4. By the time I beat both of those games, I went ahead and bought 5 at the time because I may have even got a bundle deal or something. By the time I got through with 3 and 4, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I still got 5 sitting on my computer, but I haven't played it
Never
yet.
played it.
But they
That's
look
what, New
awesome.
Dawn or something like that.
No,
it's
New
not?
Dawn was a follow-up to 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like it's not as long of a game, but I mean it is its own game, but I don't think it's quite as
Is this
big.
like a shooter game where I'm running through a level basically and
Most of them are open world. Most of them are like you're on like an island, a big giant island, and the whole story's going to take place on this island.
And
You
I
go
can
wherever
go
you want,
so
anywhere
it's
you
like
want
Assassin's
to.
Creed kinda.
Cars are you can drive cars. The big thing is not so much. I guess not so much upgrading your weapons, unlocking new weapons and stuff, and eventually they're like signature weapons that are like
They're
are
in a
so
battle
much
royale mode.
That probably is now because every game just about seems like it's probably going that way. I don't.
They're fun. Battle royale.
I never play anything multiplayer.
It's fun.
Never.
I used to not like games where, like Call of Duty, where you got to play with other people because I sucked at it.
And that's me.
But the more you play, the better you get.
Yeah.
And it becomes pretty fun.
Yeah. If I could see, hey, it seemed like the people that were killing me all the time were having a great time. You know, them guys. Now, you want to be at their party because they were having a good time.
Yeah.
Never was. Never did.
I gotten where I like them. Obviously, I haven't played Call of Duty because I don't play the PlayStation. But.
Yeah. And I wonder about your main guys that are going to be super good at Fortnite probably ain't playing on the Switch. You know what I mean? Because that's basically, you know. So I wonder if you might have a more fun time on the Switch because, you know, the type of people that own the Switch.
Oh no, it's a cross-platform. You're playing against people.
Are you really?
Oh heck yeah.
Oh okay. Well,
yeah, you're not playing. I'll tell you, the hardest to play Fortnite on is your phone.
I can imagine.
I used to play on my
because
phone.
it's got like touch
sounds
arrows.
terrible.
I used to play on my phone.
Is that cross-platform?
Yes.
Well, that's why you're winning sometimes then, because you're killing people playing on their phone.
Killing them 12
No.
hours on the phone.
No, because there's not as many people playing on their phone
That's
because
terrible.
no, Epic and Apple got into that thing, and you know they pulled.
Oh, that's right. That's the one where if you
Yeah.
can get a phone that's got Fortnite on it, it's super expensive. Is that
Yeah.
still the
If you need one, you
case?
could go on eBay.
Is that still the case?
It's not like it was. That was one of those you had to jump on it quick.
Yeah.
I've had my phone on there for a while. I've had
Yeah,
a
but
person
supposed to
send.
your offer.
I
You should've
should have
taken
took the offer.
You still got yours
We
listed?
couldn't figure out how to do it though. Like if you sold it, like
How do you give
leave
him
that
access
on there without
him having
I
access
got
to
my
your
phone
account?
on there still for $3,500.
Yeah. And how much somebody offer you?
It was like
16.
$1,800.
Yeah, I was like, you could have
I could've
upgraded
bought
your
a-
phone with cash.
I could have bought the brand new iPhone with
Yeah.
the money and had a upgraded phone because this is an iPhone 8 Plus.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
But there was.
that the button don't work on. You're gonna get $1,800 for
So
it.
that was before he dropped it.
Oh,
No.
okay.
It's been like this the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah, it has been. Yeah, that's something that I thought. Yeah.
Should have probably done it.
Yeah.
But
But
I
like
was-
I would have been the same as her. Like, how do
But
I
it's like,
know
why
that
do
you
I
don't
have
know?
it
I
on
was like,
there?
ooh, how do I do that?
It's-
Well, so what I understand, and I found it's weird we're talking about this because I figured this out today. My dad came over. My dad usually don't come over unless he needs something. I'm the same way. We're not a visiting family very much. Anyway, Daddy showed up, said I got a technical problem I need to talk to you about. And so his wife had an older iPad. It's like an iPad 10.7 inch or
How about
something
throw it
like
away
that.
and get a new one?
That's what I told him. And he's like, all these apps keep telling me I can't get that app on this because
You got storage space.
it won't upgrade to the new firmware. Like, they're up to like, what, 14? iOS 14 something?
high.
The newest one this will take is like iOS 10 or something.
Oh,
So, like,
yeah.
all the apps
Throw it
are like,
away.
no, it ain't going to work.
Yep.
Well, he wouldn't accept that. I told him that. I was like, it's just time to get a new one. He wouldn't accept that. So he got on YouTube and found some video of this guy telling him how to get the new stuff on an old iPad.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I can make a video telling you anything. Like, that don't mean it's got to be true. So anyhow, he won't take no for an answer. So I go to my room and pop open YouTube and start looking at the videos. And I find a video, and I was like, and also maybe that worked going from 10 to 11. I was like, we're at iOS 14. I was like, how old was this video you were watching?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I don't know. I didn't watch that. So I went and found the video. And the first one that came up was filmed in January of 2021. So I was like, well, maybe there's something to it. Anyways, if you have a device, so he's got this old iPad that his wife has given him because she went and bought her a new one.
Yeah.
So she's got a brand new, I don't know what it's not an iPad Pro, it's just an iPad, just basically the standard vanilla iPad. And there's a video, this guy says, well, if you've got an old one that won't take you can't download new stuff to, or it won't take the update or whatever, just go to somebody, doesn't even have to be yours, log into the App Store on a newer device to where that app does work, like your brand new phone or whatever, log into your account there, find whatever app you want, download it, you sign out, you don't need that anymore, and then go to your old device, and it will show up in your purchase history. You can't download it new if it's never been on there, but it will show up in your purchase history, and you should be able to download it. And when you hit the button, it'll say, you may not be getting the newest version of this app. We will give you the latest version that works with the iOS firmware that you have.
Wow.
And I didn't know that. And the way the guy in the video said, I could not get it to work. I could not go from him signing into her new iPad and downloading on his old one. What I could do was have her sign into his old iPad, and then her purchase history showed up on the old iPad. So we were able to get all the apps that he wanted. Huh. So as far as what I'm saying to you is, if you signed out of the Apple your Apple ID out of that phone, and that its information wasn't stored, and I guess it wouldn't be because you'd have a password on it. Or when you sign out, I don't think it keeps track of your old password. Maybe it does. I don't know. But had you signed out and sent it, it would come with all the apps that because the apps are installed on that phone. Now, if he ever, there's probably an update process he could do to where he would eventually lose that Fortnite. But as long as he never updated it or whatever, it probably would work. But I got to think that eventually they're gonna there's some apps that even that little trick doesn't work with. You got to think a game like Fortnite gets updated as often as it does. Eventually, it's gonna be like, nobody, this phone don't work. Your iOS version don't work. Like this, you can have all the software all you want to. Yeah. It don't work no more.
It may end up being back on the Apple Store soon anyway. They're in court right now.
Yeah, if they get it figured out. There's too much money for both of those people. So
yeah, they've been in court for a while.
They'll figure that out. It'll be back sometime, I'm sure.
I feel like it'll.
Unless Fortnite, everything. You'd never thought Call of Duty would ever fizzle out, but it sure ain't the juggernaut it used to be. So you got it.
It's
It's still pretty big, but I mean, it seems to me like those battle royale games, which I know they eventually turned Call of Duty into a battle like that. What was it, the 5th game or whatever? It was a battle royale game or something, wasn't it? Well, it didn't even have a single player story in it, did it?
I think they all still come with single player story.
I'm thinking the one year that I think Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I want to say it didn't even have a single player game in it. It was you bought it for multiplayer, and that was it.
Well, they got that Call of Duty mobile now.
Yeah.
But you can only get it on your phone.
Yeah.
Those are hard to play on your phone.
Mobile.
Yeah, no, but mobile would be like.
Yeah, it's garbage.
They need to put it on the Switch.
Apple just needs to make a controller that you plug your phone in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably got that.
They do.
I've had some that never worked right.
Controllers that Bluetooth to your phones.
I bought one that was supposed to Bluetooth to a Samsung or whatever.
We've got one in the store.
This was a Mogi or something like that.
Xbox has that thing where you take your Xbox controller. I guess you can log on to your Xbox.
PlayStation 4 does that too.
And you hooks there like that, and you can play on your Xbox Play with your phone using an Xbox controller.
Yeah. PS4 does that too, because I've got the PS4 app on there.
Yeah.
So
which I guess I could use that whenever our controller dies.
Oh yeah.
Don't think about that.
Yeah. All right.
But so, anyways, the next one is one Eli will be pumped about.
I know
they're coming out with a TV series of Fallout.
Oh,
I love Fallout.
Yeah.
Eli's
so this one's
this
one's in pre-production, and there's like no information on it. Well, 3 weeks ago there was no information on it when I wrote this down.
We've got to be getting near the due for a new numbered Fallout game. 4 came out a long time ago.
Probably.
Well, they did 76 after 4.
76, and they did
it flopped,
yeah,
and then they patched.
Well, 76 was an online game. Well, like massively multiplayer, wasn't it?
It's some kind of online thing. I don't know.
I think it is.
I played Fallout 4 for like a day.
I played the crap. That was back when I actually did play video. Believe it or not, I used to play video games.
Yeah.
And that was one of those things, like I'd get home from work, sit down, until it's time to go to bed, I was playing a video game.
Mm-hmm.
I played the crap out of Fallout 3. I played the crap out of it. Probably I might have logged more hours on that single game than any other game I've ever played. I loved Fallout 3. Then Fallout 4 came out. And I don't know if I was burnt out because I played so much Fallout 3.
Probably.
But then it was also base building and all that kind of. Fallout 4 did some stuff. I was like, I just don't want to do this, and I just didn't stick with it.
Like I said, I played it for a good solid day.
Yeah.
It took, in fact, Renee had to pull up a YouTube video, so Dynamic Games.
No, I put up the walkthrough.
Yeah, how to get out of that stupid bunker that you start in.
So that's how you beat Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy VII. It's not as impressive now that I hear that.
No, we didn't have.
Now that I hear you couldn't even get out of the vault in Fallout 4, it's not as impressive as it once sounded.
That's because he skipped over a bunch of things. It was just like run through the rooms and get this. And
I just wanted to shoot stuff.
Yeah, I just want to kill things.
Well, now Fallout's gonna have a little bit of a rant. Any of those Skyrim, those Elder Scrolls or Fallout, the Bethesda role, you're gonna have a good hour or two up front before you get into the nitty gritty.
Yeah, see, I didn't like it. I was like, I just want to kill stuff.
Did you play Skyrim?
Never played it.
Man, those are good games.
I mean, and I like games where you're role-playing games, but I have to be in a real good mood to do it. Like, I rebought Final Fantasy VII for my Switch.
Yeah, I've got it too, yeah.
I don't know where I'm at in it. I played it for a while.
Those random battles, it's hard to go back to a JRPG where I can't just walk through a field. It's like if you stand still long enough, you're going to be sprung into a fire.
Yeah,
I can't stand that.
I don't know. It just didn't. It wasn't as fun as it was when I was a kid.
Yeah, can't go back. Yeah.
But I like games where you get a character, you can build that character up, and then you can move people in and out of your team, and you keep adding
Pick
people.
up
into
somebody
it.
and get rid of that person because you're done
Yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
I've had moments like it. Like I remember when back in Super Nintendo days where I didn't play sports games, never had one, and I remember going over to a friend's place and he had a Sega Genesis and he had whatever year Madden was that, Madden 94, Madden 95, something like that. And we sat down and played them, and it never even dawned on me how a football game would work on a console or whatever. And we were sitting there playing, and like he would come back in the shotgun or whatever, and then the buttons would come up over his receiver's name. I was like, so you just hit whatever button you want to throw it to? And I don't know why my mind did not put that together before that or whatever. He's like, yeah. I was like, I gotta have this. So I went to school like the next week and traded somebody for Madden 96 for Super Nintendo, and it's just like it just dawned on me. And I played those for a long time. I was getting Madden every year just playing it or whatever. It just clicked or whatever. I was the same way with role-playing games. Like I never, because all I ever saw, all I knew role-playing games was like Final Fantasy VII, the Japanese role-playing games, which are different than American role-player games.
It's not the same.
Yeah, right. But then I rolled into Fallout 3 whenever it came out because the hype before Fallout 3 was big. That and Mass Effect. Those are two American role-playing game series. And man, I got hooked on those. I was like, you mean I get to pick everything about this guy? Like these little points that I'm putting in here, like this guy can be more stealthy than that guy. It's not just like you play with the character we give you. That's what a video game is. I tell you that you're Solid Snake, and that's who you are. And it's like this is like I'm completely controlling every aspect of this guy. What he looks like, if he's good with two-handed swords or one-handed swords or whatever. So I guess Oblivion, that Fallout, Elder Scrolls, what was it? Skyrim 5, whatever it is. Oblivion was the game that came out before
Elder
Skyrim.
Scrolls, I think,
It's
five.
Elder Scrolls.
know.
Elder Scrolls is the overall.
Yeah,
They're all
yeah.
Elder Scrolls, and then like there's Daggerfall and what?
Don't even know.
There's like-
Oblivion
we get
was
so
the-
many Elder Scrolls
Oblivion
in,
was the
I'll tell
first
you
one I
that.
That's
played.
like a fantasy game. Though,
It is.
right?
They're all like it's like Lord of the
But
Rings.
they consider
role-playing games.
Fallout a role-playing game.
Absolutely. Yeah, it absolutely is. That's about the Elder Scrolls games and Fallout games are made by the same teams.
And Mass Effect's a role-playing game.
Yes, but it's made by a different team.
That's
And
cool.
I don't even think that team exists anymore. But they just released. As a matter of fact, I think
Just
you might
came
have a
out. I
copy.
sold it today.
The Legendary. So that's a remaster of the first three games, I
Yeah.
believe. Yeah.
Yep, sold
Man,
it
you
today.
want to talk about some good games? Mass Effect.
Mass Effect's going to be a show or a movie or
If
something.
that would be a good movie. If that's not on your list, we need to do
It's
it.
not, but the next one's really good too.
Yeah.
So the next one's going to be a TV series,
Okay.
and they're in the middle of filming right now, and it's Halo.
Yeah.
Never
So,
played a single game.
It's
of
going to be
Halo.
set
Really?
in the
They're good.
26th century. And it's
Okay.
going to follow Master Chief
Yeah.
as he faces off against the alien threat Covenant to protect humanity from being wiped out.
That sounds just like the
So
script of the games.
the person that's playing Master Chief, the only thing I know him from being in is Bubble Boy,
What is it?
Pablo Schreiber, but it's
Liev Schreiber?
yeah, it's his brother.
Did not know that his brother was an actor.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay.
They got like 6 siblings total.
Of course,
I think,
you
but
never see Master Chief. So you need a tall dude
yeah,
to be Master
yeah.
Chief.
So he tall?
He's just basically a tall, fit
I
dude.
don't know.
No,
But
he's a taller,
the
fit
Spartan
dude, yeah.
soldiers are supposed to be like 7.5 feet tall. Like they're genetically.
So they're modified to be
Yes,
super strong,
yes,
super
yep.
fast.
But so it's in the middle of filming, and it's supposed to air in 2022.
But there are
So
chicks
next
that
year
are
sometime.
Spartans too.
Well, there is going to be a Mass Effect game, or so far at least
Movie.
movie, yeah. And reportedly, Henry Cavill to play Commander Shepard. They're trying to throw Henry Cavill
They are.
And
They're gonna get me
anything
tired of him.
and everything that they
Cavill?
can. Is that how you say it? Cavill?
Yeah,
Or is it
Superman.
Yeah.
Cavill?
It could be. I say Cavill or Cavill, but I mean, yeah, but it's not. It's not Cavill. I don't. Well, I guess it could be. I guess you could say that.
Cavill.
Maybe. I
Cavill?
guess I always say Cavill, but maybe it is Cavill.
I don't
Who
know.
knows?
I don't know.
It ain't my
Yeah.
place to point that out to you.
Potatoes.
Yeah, maybe you're right, buddy. Who knows? I don't know.
I probably am.
When I heard you say it though, I was hearing like Cabel, like Cabell. I was like, no,
Henry
that's not.
Cable.
Yeah, who are you talking about?
I have a hard time sometimes
be.
pronouncing names.
No, that might be right.
So I've
Okay.
only got one left on the list.
Mhm.
And
What was the last one?
Halo.
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 Okay.
Halo.
Yeah, we didn't give it much.
We
love.
get well,
We
we
can
get
tell
some of those
nobody
games.
here likes
in,
I love
like,
Halo.
gosh.
So I've got a friend or
We got like
whatever.
100,000 games.
I got a friend that just graduated college, and he is hot to play some Halo right now or whatever. He likes playing games with people. Like he's on a team or whatever, like a semi-pro team playing.
Sounds like
What's-
Titus.
What's that game? One multiplayer game that everybody plays? Not
PUBG?
Battle Royale. No, it came out before all that. Blizzard made it. What's it called?
I have no idea.
God, you know the characters because you've seen Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Overwatch.
we get a
Is
lot
that
of
a
those
battle
in too.
royale game?
No, that's just a multiplayer, shooter, like basically. He's big on that. Like he got pretty good at that, I reckon, or whatever. But he just graduated from college and he's back home and he's like, I want to play some Halo, and he's been. I gotta download Reach when I get home tonight because he wants to play some Halo. So I'm finna be playing some Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, probably not, because I don't play games. I was like, if it's on the shelf, though, I've got it. I own it. I bought all 6 of the Play Arts Kai, the team from Halo Reach. You know, there's 6 of them. I bought all those before I ever played the game. I didn't play the game till years later. I think I borrowed a copy from my brother and played it.
I mean, Halo characters look cool.
They look
Yeah,
those,
they do.
and that team looked really cool. You had the big giant guy with the Gatling
Yeah.
gun, and
And
you had
those
the
Funkos are expensive.
You get the
The
original
originals.
Halo Funkos.
yeah.
Those are the ones that Eddie wants me to trade some of those.
Right, the comics. Yeah.
Got five
Those,
stickers.
as far, I mean, they made, I guess GoldenEye is responsible for the console shooters, but Halo perfected it. And then, well, Halo made the next step, and then Call of Duty perfected it.
Yeah.
But Halo's a big. I don't think first-person shooters wouldn't be where they are today without Halo.
People love it.
They're
Yeah,
good.
they do.
They are
never,
really good.
Never played.
I went back and replayed the first one start to finish here. I played it on that computer, so it's been within the last year. I beat the first one start to finish. I love the games. I love the weapons, the shooting. I love all the characters and stuff. At the end of the first game, and I think the second game, so you've got the humans, and then you got the Covenant, which is it's like a coalition of alien races that are against the humans. But then there's this third group of people, and they're not really people, but it's like an infectious disease in the galaxy called the Flood. And it sucks when you get to that part of the game and it's flood infected victims coming at you. I like a game to where I come in the room, as long as I kill everybody in the room, we're good to go. I can sit here as long as I want to. I can have a respite. I'm safe. I know everything's locked down in this room. It seemed like in those flood, if you just stayed still, more flood would just keep coming. Like they were, and it'd be little, like you see, you're shooting at eye level or whatever, everything. Now there's flood things that are down here on the ground. So when they get close to me, I'm having to look at my feet to shoot them and stuff like that. I just hate that crap. And I don't know anybody that likes the flood that much from those games, but that's the biggest downfall of Halo games.
Is it?
What's that game you used to play where you were in that cabin and them zombies come after you? Call of Duty? No. Remember you have to like board up the windows?
Oh, now there was a version of Call of Duty. Yeah,
Zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
so
stresses
the
me
B
out.
the B team that Call of Duty got to where the guys that made Infinity Ward was the guys that made Modern Warfare. Like they're the ones that they made Call of Duty big what it is. Well, when Activision, which is the publisher, they're the most money hungry company in all video games. When they get blood in the water, they're like, we got to make this every year. So it got to where Infinity Ward do it one year, and whatever this B team would do it the second year. So Black Ops came out of that B team, and they're the ones that invented that zombie stuff or whatever. So that's kind of their baby.
Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah, I played some of them. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. But it's like, it gets boring quick, and it gets hard.
It gets hard.
Super hard.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
It ramps up pretty quick.
I tested a game the other day, and it ain't the one that I normally play because it was for PS4. And you start out in like that little alleyway.
Mm-hmm.
It got hard fast.
Yeah.
Like
You didn't put it in easy mode?
I bought all the Call of Duty games because I wanted to go back and play the single player missions or the story modes or whatever. And I beat Call of Duty. I beat Black Ops and whatever the next one was. But I got to Black Ops 2, and it takes place like in the not far-flung future, but in the future somewhat or whatever. And man, it was just like I just couldn't get a handle on it. It was like the shooting just didn't feel the same, and the weapons, you're not looking down just regular sights and stuff. It's kind of like futuristic. I never finished it. Like I got burnt out on it.
is that the one where you're in an exoskeleton? Like
I
that?
think you have some kind of kind of like a District 9 suit or something like that. Or
What's that
something.
movie with Matt Damon?
Yes, Elysium.
Yeah, he kind of looks like that.
Do you like? Yeah, I think so. Do you like Elysium?
No.
Really?
It's
I
alright.
don't
I
like-
loved
I
Elysium.
don't care for Matt Damon.
Really? I like Matt Damon.
We just went back and watched Interstellar
Interstellar.
last night.
Yeah, I don't care much for Interstellar. Well, it's
Stupid
okay.
Matt Damon
It's
in
just so Interstellar's.
It's out there.
It's hard to understand.
It
There's
is
a lot
hard to
going
understand.
on. It
Yeah.
is.
It's very hard. But
It
I
is.
love Matthew McConaughey,
I do too.
it. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I love Interstellar.
I saw his wife had eye surgery because sun exposure.
What do you mean?
I don't know what it is. I've never heard of that, but apparently she was recommending everybody wear sunglasses because too much sun exposure can hurt your eyes to the point where you have to have surgery.
Well, isn't that common sense? It, like,
Yeah, you'd
don't
think
stare
so.
out
It's
the
like don't
sun.
stare at the sun.
Well, that's
Quit
what I was
laying
saying.
out by the pool so much.
Yeah, I know, right?
We-
Get a job.
Yeah, bum.
Yeah.
So we went to a restaurant. Here, this
Quit
is
living
this,
off your
this is
husband's
another,
money.
This is another.
She's
Actually, I think
probably
she's a
got
model.
money. She's
I'm
got
pretty sure she's a
model.
model.
She got model money.
Yeah.
Here's another tangent.
gotta take care
So
of the
we're
kids.
sitting at the restaurant, and it's this new restaurant in town here, and
Do
they
they
got
have pho?
TV. I didn't know. Didn't I? Should I ask if they have food?
Where is this? Is it that
Yeah.
crab place?
Yes.
That seafood place?
The Moody Crab.
It is garbage.
Really?
Do not waste your time. Now, we didn't have boiled food, which is their big claim to fame or whatever. And I seen people, they were bringing out like galvanized buckets with bags of boiled food in it. Maybe that's what you want. We just got like fried fish baskets. Their hush puppies were terrible. The breading that they put on their onion rings was the same thing they were making hush puppies out of. It was terrible. The fish was fine, but you can get just as good a fish at Walmart in the freezer section. Wasn't nothing
You
special
can tell
about
a lot
it.
about a
So
seafood
Captain D's is
place
better.
by the hush
Yes.
puppy.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna
Captain
yes,
D's so good.
yes.
You
Go
can-
to Captain D's.
You can
instead.
judge it on
Now,
a hush puppy.
like I said, we didn't
I
get
don't
into
like
this
hush
boiled
puppies.
food, and I
Especially if they're
love hush
greasy.
puppies. Yeah. So I saw some food come out of the kitchen that looked better than what we had. So I'm not. I'm writing the place off because the service wasn't great.
Oh.
You walked in the door.
Ooh, that's a
Like it
guilt-
was like
They
3 or 4.
just opened.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 minutes after we walked in. We walked in the door face to face with 2 people behind the counter. They didn't even acknowledge we existed. It was a long time, and then it was the same like we was talking about the other day. It was like, you know, it's like
I
they're
hate
doing
my
you.
life, I
Yes,
hate my job.
Exactly. That's who was working there.
Welcome to the food
Terrible.
place.
Well, I won't go back. I don't care. Like it was, they couldn't have anything there that we were putting up with.
Should have just went across the Ninja.
And I think it might be the same people that ran Foolin's because the receipts had Chinese writing all over it.
It
And I saw,
probably
I
is.
think they just closed Foolin's down when Ninja put in and made a Americanized
Might
seafood
have.
restaurant. I think it is.
We can cook the seafood.
Hey, we
I don't
ate at
think
a really
so.
good place here in Pensacola, the Orr House.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to watch
Wait
how
a
you say-
minute.
Or
Yeah.
O-A-R.
Yeah.
O-A-R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was on the menu at this
Yeah.
Orr House?
It's more of a
Delicious
local
seafood.
dive,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Deborah said,
That's
because
probably the best
It's
food.
in the
though.
middle of
It's middle of
nowhere. At
nowhere.
Dead End
Yeah.
Road.
Yeah.
and
Right beside a marina.
really good.
Yeah.
It's very
That's
good.
the kind of stuff you want.
Had
Do
some
they eat there regularly? Like,
black
is that
and
one of their
white
places?
Yeah, they eat there
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like she's
It's so hidden off that like and
Not
it's
only
through the
that-
rough parts of
Yeah.
town. Like
she
you drive
said
through,
that
like-
it's this place makes so much money that you can't even be a server there unless you know somebody.
Yeah.
Most of the
Like, the
servers
servers
there
don't
are making
leave.
6 figures
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
just
Wow.
serving.
Man.
She said it's one of the hardest places to get a job at
Yeah.
down there.
Yeah.
God,
I was like, here?
yeah.
And it's not even that
I was
big.
thinking,
I know,
I'd
right?
be a pretty good server.
You'll
Yeah.
know, you'll know nobody.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Oh, you know his
So,
aunt. Does his
sure.
aunt know anybody?
Nope.
No.
She don't know
Yeah,
nobody.
sorry,
No.
yeah.
But it was
Was
really.
that where y'all was taking pictures of inside that place? I saw some pictures in a restaurant. It looked like.
Were we
Yeah,
shirtless?
that was the outside. No.
No, I'm pretty sure you had.
No,
your
I'm
shirt
pretty
on.
sure I had some shirt
Yeah, I think-
tops
I'm
on.
pretty sure most of the-
there's no top
most
I
on
meant was I
photos.
shirtless.
Most of the pictures Renee had her
Yeah.
shirt on. If
Not
it-
the one where you're in the water. No.
Yeah,
This
I
is the one. Yeah, where you can look behind us and see
the one where your
boats.
sister, where your aunt and mother were hooked up in
Yeah.
the same picture.
Okay,
I
yeah,
see
that's
that
where
one.
we're at. They have
Okay.
like
That's the
an
or
outside
house.
spot, but
Yeah.
it's like because Deborah brought her dog, and they're like, "Don't have to be outside." And then when we go, she's like, "Okay, that's fine." When we go to like sit, wait, or get Deborah's like, "This whole place is outside." She's like,
There's a cuss
It
word.
literally
sorry.
is.
147.55.
"I tried. I didn't mean to." I was quoting, so that's why I
What'd you
kind of said it.
Well, let's even still.
Anyways, like the way the inside is, it's just a covered area, but everything around it, is still open.
Yeah.
So you get
Yeah.
that airflow.
Yeah,
That's
so
kinda
during
like,
the winter they
uh,
just drop the plastic.
They just drop plastic down.
What's the one on the beach in Panama? Is it Panama? No. What's something Pete's or something like that? There's like
Oh,
one. You talking about in Gulf Or
Shores?
is it Wheelies? Pineapple Wheelies. Is that it? Pineapple
yes,
Wheelies.
where you can walk up the
Yes.
beach,
Yep.
walk up from
Yep.
the beach to
Yep.
it.
Yep. Yep.
Crazy thing. I don't know if you've been to Panama City very much.
It's been a few years.
They got rid of Club La Vela.
Oh, they
Plowed
shut
it
They're
down.
down.
they're plowing it to do
they're-
and club spinnakers.
They have gotten to where
It's
all the dives.
family.
It is
Yeah.
all the dives and stuff. All the the $100 hotels. All that's gone.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're clean. They're making that a family place now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right though.
MTV won't never be back there doing spring break.
Had some
I'll
good
tell you
times
that
down there.
much.
Those are good times.
Went down there
Gosh.
once. I don't know if I'd said that before on here. Maybe I have.
Yeah, I think so. 'cause
About
we were
the
down there
dance
at the same
competition.
time.
Yeah.
I remember you saying something about that.
I went down there in my spring. I think it might have been my senior year. We went down there for spring break, and MTV was there.
Yeah. I
And
was
then
down there at the same time, but I
It
didn't
was
know you.
crazy.
Yeah, I
Like,
imagine.
They had
You just had to be
stages set
there.
up on the beach and stuff, and like, I mean, big bands and stuff playing.
Concerts,
Yeah.
And all you gotta do is just walk on up there,
Yeah.
and you're part of the show.
Yeah.
It's
I
fun.
forget who that. There was some rapper that was there, big time rapper at the time. But I mean, I'm right on the stage, like right here, hands on the stage. I don't even live rap. It was fun. They had obstacle courses up and down the beach.
Yeah. Of course, the Army's always there.
Yeah, they had.
Well, that's a good time to recruit.
I
You know.
Oh, you have an inebriated. Sign right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Give me. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Okay.
That place is obviously nothing
Yeah.
like it used to
Oh,
be.
no,
I don't even know
no.
if they do the strip. Do they do it
Uh,
anymore?
I don't think it's. I mean, you can drive down the same road,
I
but
bet you
I
still
don't think
rent a
it's packed
scooter.
out.
I bet I
with
can't throw
people
beads
driving.
anymore.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
Not
Ruined
unless you're
it.
handing them to children very gingerly.
Yeah.
Here you go, kid.
It ruined it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But so the last one I have on my list, I'm not sure if it's it's probably just going to be a movie. I'm not 100% sure though. But it is in pre-production and it's The Division.
Yeah.
That's Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
so that one's set in New York City following a deadly viral outbreak that's crippled much of the United States.
ripped from the news here.
And yeah, and so this is so it's starring Jake Gyllenhaal.
I like Jake Gyllenhaal.
And then Jessica Chastain, and
Yeah.
she was the daughter in Interstellar.
Yeah. She's the
She's
redhead.
Murph?
She's the
the
redhead
old,
chick. Yeah.
yeah.
Murph?
And then she played Bev in It Chapter 2.
That could be all right. And
Yeah.
so I've got the first one, I think, on PlayStation 4.
So that's all I got.
Well,
It's one of those games where they mean for you to be playing it multiplayer. Like it's, I think there may even be there's a portion of like you can only go to certain parts of the city until you're online. I think, and it's
Well,
populated
it's
with real.
one of
and
those
that's what
on
they're
that
doing.
list that it was a book. I'm sure
What?
Tom Clancy.
No, now Tom Clancy is a name that they can apply to anything. You'll see that some of them say Tom Clancy's.
Yeah.
And that may be based on a book he's written. Some of them just say Tom Clancy, The
Yeah.
Division, and so he's dead. He ain't writing no books, and
He dead?
he's been dead since before The Division came out.
Really?
So a lot of times, I'm pretty sure a lot
I'm
of
gonna Google
there
it.
you go, Google her up. A lot of times they will just this is in the vein of Tom Clancy, so we're going to put Tom Clancy's name on it. That doesn't necessarily mean he wrote anything to do with it. Now maybe he did. But they have bought the name to be able to use Tom Clancy on a video game without him having any input, I think.
Those job turkeys.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man.
He
Money,
died
money.
in 2013
Yeah.
at the age of 66.
Yeah, that's definitely before The Division came out because it was a PS4
Well, dang.
game. Yeah. Now he's wrote a ton of books, so maybe he wrote a book called The Division.
He was a
20 years ago.
conservative.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
most
talk politics on
most
here.
anybody that has anything to do with the military is going to be conservative.
Died of
Yeah,
heart
true
failure.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Probably
If
too
you
much
hey,
cholesterol.
if your heart fails, you're in a world of hurt.
You are.
You know.
Can't live without that.
But yeah,
I've
you'll
never
notice.
read any of his books.
I haven't either. But
Like,
you'll
dang, man, I didn't realize how many
have.
movies were based off of
Yeah.
him.
Ain't
See
all
the
the
one
Jack
that
Ryan
does-
stuff? Ain't he all
Yeah.
Jack?
Does
yeah.
he do
Hunt-
Intensity?
I don't know about that.
No.
But any movie that's ever had Jack Ryan, like Hunt for Red October, any of the Jack Ryan movies, that's from Tom Clancy. And they don't say Jack Ryan, and I never understood that. It's like, wait a minute, that's supposed to be the same character in all these movies? Like it's and I don't think has the same dude ever played Jack Ryan twice
I don't
in
think
movies.
so.
I don't.
Maybe John Krasinski. I think he played Jack Ryan in some.
Yeah, and Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
So we're trying to-
Okay, well that's a good name for it, you know.
Isn't that a show?
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
So there, Alec Baldwin, Harrison
was-
Ford,
yep,
Ben
yep.
Affleck.
Which one was
Chris
Harrison
Pine,
Ford? Was that Patriot Games?
Maybe
I think so.
Hunt for Red
Yeah,
October,
that's Alec Baldwin.
Patriot Games,
Yeah, that's Harrison
Clear and
Ford.
Present Danger,
That might be Harrison Ford also.
The Sum of All Fears
That
are
may be
the
Harrison
only
Ford.
ones that,
I don't know.
that are
Can't
listed.
go wrong with Harrison
that are-
Ford.
no,
No,
you can't. He's a
no.
good actor. That are
Yeah.
listed
Yes.
on here, but then it says that Alec Baldwin, Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck, Chris Pine, and then currently John
Krasinski.
Krasinski is
Yeah.
playing him.
Yeah.
And then obviously he's got another character. Another well-known
He's got
character of
two?
his, John
What?
Clark,
No.
has been portrayed by actors Willem Dafoe, Liv Schreiber, and Michael B. Jordan.
What's his name?
The character's name is John Clark.
Never.
And I
remember
think that's
that.
what that new
Some
movie,
movies.
Without Remorse, that's got Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah.
I think that's obviously who he plays.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I didn't know that. I've just always heard of Jack Ryan.
Yeah.
I've never read any of his books.
You ever watch Hunt for Red October? It's a good movie.
Long
It's a good movie.
long
That's one
Probably
I-
like when it came
time ago.
out.
Yeah, that's one I want on DVD that I hadn't tracked down yet. I mean, it's not like it's hard to find, but I just hadn't done it
I
yet.
probably got it.
I mean,
Well, if
yeah,
you
I
got
said
it,
the
I'll buy
odds
it.
are
Yeah.
that we may have
Well,
it in
if
our
you do, I'll do
100,000
that.
DVDs.
Yeah, I'd look through there. You probably got. I just get old movies and rip them and play them on my iPad or whatever. I ain't looking for a Blu-ray. I don't want a Blu-ray copy, obviously, really, because I can't rip that. I mean, you can, but I can't.
I got a lot of
Hopefully next
DVDs.
week
Yeah.
we can make a big announcement
Next week coming
about
next
something
week.
for the store.
Which likes to be 2 weeks from now.
Well,
because
technically
this
you can
episode
make it
will
now.
drop.
No, not till I got
Nah,
everything.
don't say nothing.
P's and
This
Q's
is
and all that.
You got to build the
But
anticipation.
I bought a, speaking of DVDs, I bought a
Yep.
big Blockbuster sign. Well, it's only like 22 inches, but I bought a Blockbuster sign to put above our DVDs.
Oh, yeah? That's cool.
That is cool. I didn't know that.
That'd be
Yeah.
neat.
Don't tell me
Don't
anything.
Don't
I
tell the
just bought
people.
it today.
Well,
Okay.
don't tell the people that's running the last Blockbuster in
I know,
Washington
right?
either. That's probably
Yeah, it's
copyright
only like
infringement.
22 inches, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
only,
it's
you know, small,
It's like it's
but-
like the Super Bowl. As long as you don't show it on the screen bigger than so many inches,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not illegal.
exactly.
As long as your sign's not so many
How
inches.
about that to put above our DVD
That'd be
section?
neat.
Yeah.
That hey, you know what? That
Yeah.
that fits
And I was
along
gonna
with the
get one that
nostalgia.
say, yeah,
you know?
see,
It
I was
would've
gonna get
been
one that
cooler.
say PlayStation and then a Nintendo
That'd be good, too.
and all that.
To find like a old Blockbuster sign they would have had inside.
Yeah, see, but it would have cost me more than $22.
I'm
That
sure
would
it
to
would
buy
have, but
that.
I'm just saying.
What kind of sign did you get?
It's like a
Is it like a light up sign or just a
No.
sign?
Speaking of which, we
Yeah.
need to buy more of those bookshelves
I got
and more of those.
I gotta buy a lot of things.
Yeah.
Y'all need to come buy toys because I have to buy a lot of things.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think they're buying enough toys down to me like. Y'all done pretty good.
I need to buy more. I want more. Let's see here. It says in the description what it's made out of. You think I'd remember?
So write in the comments what video game franchise you'd like to see a video
Yeah,
game
for
of.
sure,
Like,
yeah.
comment, subscribe.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my gosh. I don't even say it anymore.
What
I
would
got-
you
the
want to
thumbs
see that
up.
wasn't on that list?
So Uncharted is in the works. Like I think they. Had
Oh, it
typed-
is.
Yeah.
What the Spider-Man do?
It's
Tom
playing
Holland,
it.
yeah.
PVC material. with
Uncharted
rounded
would be a good one.
corners.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I've always wanted a Final Fantasy.
So they made the
They
CG.
made that. Yeah.
And
I
so
mean, like a
people
real
don't-
movie.
I like the Spirits Within for what it is. The first one that they made, it's pretty cool looking. Yeah, that's neat. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Um,
bigger than. Is it?
It's
looks-
20 inches.
Okay, it looks big right there.
I mean, yeah, but that's how pictures
but
are.
I would like one of Final Fantasy VII live
Yes.
action.
Yeah. So they did a Final Fantasy CG movie called Advent Rising, based on the characters from Final Fantasy VII. You can't follow it, man. It's just one of those things that don't make no sense. I couldn't follow it. Maybe if you knew more about Final Fantasy VII than I did, but it's like most of those Japanese RPG games, like their stories are just they're out there.
Well, that's just kind of Japanese
I know.
MO. Look
I
at
know.
some of that anime.
But unless they Americanized a
I want an Americanized
yeah
script.
America,
America
baby.
script written by
Yeah.
a good American.
Yeah.
Based off
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII.
That's called Final Fantasy VII, but has absolutely nothing to do with it except
Well,
big swords and motorcycles.
Well, you know, you could just pick, a
Spiky
few
hair.
parts from
Yeah,
the game, and you could, you got a good movie.
yeah,
You got a good layout for a good movie. And with
Yeah.
CGI nowadays, give me some of them. What are those little things they ride? Cocobos or chocobos?
chocobos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it to the races.
He had a pretty cool motorcycle too.
He has a really cool motorcycle.
He's got a cool sword. That's one of those
He
things where
looks cool.
he does. I like.
There's a
him.
lot of cool characters.
There's a lot
That
of-
Barrett guy.
Barrett's good gun arm. Tifa, the chick that kickboxer basically. Like
Dagon, what's his name?
Sephiroth.
Yeah, the dog thing. Dang, what's his name?
Cerberus.
Is that his name? I don't know if
Like
that's-
one of the.
He's the dog with like the flaming tail.
Yeah, I think that's Cerberus.
Yeah.
I think who knows.
I-
I'm
hey.
probably way off.
It's been a long time.
He's one of his that he conjures up or whatever, right? What do
No,
they call
you
those?
go to that place where like him and his people are at, and he ends
I
up
don't
joining
know.
your team.
Yeah, maybe not then. I don't know. No, Cerberus is usually like a two or three-headed dog, so it's probably not him. Who knows? Man, we can't
Such
all be
a
on our
crazy
phones,
thing
y'all.
from Harry
Now
Potter.
look, one of us is already on the phone. We can't be 2 out of 3 on the phone. 'cause
I'll
who am I
still,
gonna
I'll
to?
still talk. You talk.
I was looking at the sides, and then I
Okay.
got off on looking at Lino replica sword,
Mm.
and then
Ooh, that'd be a
That'd
cool
be
sword
cool.
to have.
Yeah, but I want it to be able to lengthen. Like, it needs to be the sword.
Yeah, well,
the
see, this was
dagger.
the sword.
Yeah,
So,
but the whole point of
Oh,
that
he's
sword
just,
is.
And then
uh,
I saw the
yeah.
Zelda bow.
Yeah,
so
oh, that'd be cool.
I might
He's
have added
just
both
Red
those to my
13.
cart.
What?
Red.
What red?
His name's
What?
Red.
Oh, okay.
R.E.D.?
Oh, I don't know him.
Retired and
That guy?
Extremely Dangerous.
Okay.
That's a good
Yeah,
movie.
I think he's actually. Yep. Okay, I think he's in that Advent Rising movie. I'm gonna say.
He's a super cool.
Yeah.
He looks
We're
so
at
cool.
2 hours
Well,
again.
that's the way it happens, man. We
We
run
didn't
out
have
of
nothing
gas.
to talk about.
We
We
run
had
out of
just
gas
that.
at 2 hours. I'll go on all night though, man. I'll prove just to prove a point.
Exactly.
2 hours is pretty good.
We're gonna
point,
run a
man. Yeah.
telethon.
Have y'all got anything else you need to say? We could just cut her off.
Well, you can cut her right
Yeah.
here.
Next time we do one, though, we'll have a lot more. We'll probably going through comics again.
Oh yeah. Maybe
guess we
news
could.
come on
Lord
that way.
mercy, yeah.
Getting
Do we have a
42
code for this week,
boxes.
possibly, or do you just want to roll last week's? in?
Sephiroth.
That'd be a good one. You can do that.
If you can't pronounce it properly, that's okay.
Yeah, just say big sword guy.
Yeah.
Big sword guy.
Big sword.
Yeah. Shout out to Philip's aunt, listener of the week.
Who's happily married.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure
Yeah.
she is,
Yeah.
and he's happily married too. I'll guarantee you.
Joe Dirte.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, Joe Dirt at your service.
You Joe
Oh,
Dirt.
my
you
God.
Joe Dirte.
Joe Dirte. Don't church it up, son. Your father named you Joe Dirt. That means, yeah, that's a good one.
My name's Joe Dirt.
Okay, well, we will talk to
Lady
y'all
Mager.
next week.
Yeah. We'll
Peace.
see y'all later.
All right,
Peace
bye.
out.
Bye.